Jackson. Number 70, Omar, and number 95, Brady Holmes. And now the captains will meet at midfield.
Captains, welcome to tonight's 6A Region 2 by-district playoff game. My name's Ken Lento. I'm your head official. Stephen Rachel's the umpire. Captains, introduce yourselves. Captains, my coin has heads and tails written on it. Heads and tails. Longview has won the toss, deferred their option to the second half. They will kick off in this direction.
Can you hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hello, 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 hello. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Okay.
Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Got me? Okay.
At this time, we ask the audience to please stand for the playing of our national anthem by the Rowlett Mighty Eagle Band. Tonight's color guard is provided by the Rowlett High School Air Force Junior, ROTC. The color guard team is led by the commander, who carries the U.S. flag and gives commands to position the team for playing of the national anthem. Tonight's color guard team members are Cadet Senior Airman Mia Carrasco, Cadet Senior Airman Sienna Carrion, Cadet Staff Sergeant Kimberly Hernandez, and the color guard is commanded by Cadet Technical Sergeant Michael Argueta.
is a presentation of GRS TV.
We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot. We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot.
Two teams on opposite ends with regard to feelings about a 6-4 record. One a perennial power, upset about not getting a home game for round one. The other glad to be back in the big dance. From Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland, Scott Garner alongside Roman Alexander. What a game we should have tonight. The Lobos traveling 2 hours to get here to the Metroplex. Rowlett, winners of 5 of their last 6, hoping for the upset tonight.
Well, you're absolutely right, Scott. And this is what it is all about tonight. I mean, you know, both these teams are coming in at 6-4, but like you said, Rowlett is really on a hot streak here, winning their last 5 ball games. And so tonight, I really do expect a great game tonight.
And this is a Longview team now that has been to the playoffs for 25 straight seasons under John King, who's won 234 career games. He's 57 years old. He's got 17 district titles. They are not used to having to load up all those charter buses and head 2 hours out west.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, they're used to having things done, you know, down there in Longview. But again, you know, like you said, 25 years in the playoffs, that's just remarkable. And again, you know, just an outstanding testament to what he's been able to do there in Longview.
And John King, who won a state title in Longview in 2018 in that 16-0 season, not able to be on the sideline tonight, battling some health issues. He'll be coaching from the press box, took a leave of absence. Longview has never won fewer than 8 games under King's leadership. And again, he's been there 25 years. They've got to win a couple of games to get to that 8-win mark. But some really feel like, even though it's a smaller Longview team, this is going to be a tough road tonight for the Eagles.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, when you look back at all their playoff history, I mean, you know, again, you know that they have a good team. I mean, most of the kids there in Longview grow up to try to beat Lobos. But again, you know, Rowlett has some playoff history of their own. And again, they're looking to try to extend that with Coach Alfred and make a run themselves.
But what a season it has been now for the Eagles, who lost 3 of 4 to begin the season. And it's hard to keep attitudes where they need to be, but somehow they rip off 5 of 6 with a big win over Saxe, 42-33 in the final weekend. Here they are, taking on a perennial power and the Longview Lobos. As we are underway from Garland tonight, it's round 1 of the postseason. You've got to win 6 straight to accumulate and reel in that state championship. And this is a Rowlett team that will have Sam Lorea there at that quarterback position. Last week, threw for 339 yards, 152 of 266 for the season. He's thrown for 2,400 yards. The offense has been playing pitch and catch better than they have the entire season the last 2 weeks.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, you know, you look back at that game last week, I mean, the Rowlett offense had the ball the first 4 possessions, and all 4 of those possessions they were able to go down and score. So I'm sure they're looking to do the same thing tonight.
Sam Lorea has protected the football. He's thrown for 15 touchdowns and only thrown 4 picks for the whole season. He shows a good arm, but throws in triple coverage to begin the game to Micah Pearson, who came in with 40 grabs, his favorite target. But that's a little dangerous to start.
Yeah, that was a little dangerous here. We'll take a look at it. You know, they got Pearson in motion there, and then he tried to go back and get him. And, boy, a lot of coverage there. But, you know, we've seen Pearson come down with some tough catches, so I'm sure Laura thought he maybe could get that into him.
Pearson's a playmaker, and they've got a good line with Pittman, Sexton, Parrott, Walker, and Alicon there. They get it to the edge. This is another playmaker. This is Micah Pearson, the aforementioned wide receiver who can run after he catches, and he picks up the first Eagle first down of the game with the Caden Carter, maybe Longview's best cornerback, pushing him out.
Yeah, again, we look at this, get the ball out in Pearson's hands. We've seen him try to go to him on the first play. They came right back to him, and we know once that young man gets the ball, he is hard to tackle, and just a good pass there by Laura.
It's an extension of the run game, and this Lorea has done a great job of getting the ball to playmakers. He's so unselfish, and he gets the ball out quick again to Pearson. And this is a quick hitter, and I'm not sure he was down. He's still going inside the 20-yard line.
Man, what a fantastic play there by Pearson.
47 yards inside the 20.
Wow, again, looking at the replay here, again, gets the ball out into Pearson's hands. Pearson is trying to tuck it away, running. Boy, he gets flipped around, but nothing never did touch the ground. Just an exceptional football play there by that young man, knowing that nothing had touched the ground and to take off down that sideline. Great play there.
42nd catch of the year for Pearson. He's had 2 in a row now. They have yet to go to the ground, and why would they? They've got a touchdown. Lewis reels in, touchdown at number 3 of the season.
Wow, just a fantastic start there by that Rowlett Eagle offense. Just a great play here. We look at the play, little play action for Lorera is able to get that ball up, and then Clueless is able to go make a great catch, and just a amazing start there by that Rowlett offense. We've seen them do it. I mean, actually, that's their 5th possession in a row, if you want to be honest, that they've marched right down the field and scored.
How does 4 plays for 75 yards sound?
Wow, I'll tell you what, if I'm Coach Hurts, it sounds real well right now. It sounds fantastic.
Now, this is what Derek Alford did in 2017, just called touchdown pass after touchdown pass for the Allen Eagles as the offensive coordinator, and he's turned around the Eagles here in Garland. We'll take a break. We will continue. We're not a minute in, and Rowlett's jumped on top on GRS TV. Start tonight for the Eagles, finding themselves winning 5 of their last 6, having upended Saxe 42-33 to secure that second-place position in district competition, and they have a 7-0 lead, 4 snaps into the game. What a job. Talk about starting fast. I don't know how you can do it better. Decaden Carter's going to bring it out with a seam. Keeps his footing. He's still up. What a return to the 43-yard line.
Man, that's just a great return there by Carter there, just refusing to go down. We look at the replay here. He secures the ball there in the end zone. He comes out, looking up the field. He makes a quick cut to the left, able to get back to his right. Missed tackle there, able to hold on to the ball, spinning around, and just able to keep churning and churning, and just, wow, just a great effort by that young man.
Remember, big folks, there was a yellow hardware.
Did have a flag
During the
down.
return, holding. Number 10, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Ken Lento, tonight's referee, out of the Dallas chapter. Pop squad already with a bunch to cheer about tonight. Pretty good crowd on hand. And you and I were sort of looking over across the way to the Longview contingent, and we quite frankly expected a few more to come over from East Texas.
Yeah, I kind of expected a lot more to come. I mean, you know, maybe they got some things. I can't say they got any better things to do there in Longview because they really do follow the Lobos. But, yeah, I kind of expected a little bit more over there.
John King, their head coach, said as much when we talked about how Duncanville, was an article that came out about how they had 75 transfers in over a 4-year stretch. He said nobody's transferred in over to East Texas. How about the arm here of Hamilton in double coverage? Jaden Herndon trying to reel in his 48th catch of the year, covered up by Adrian Lacey, perhaps their fastest guy in the secondary.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Lacey just did a great job there. And, again, you know, we look back and look at the replay here. Hamilton trying to go deep to his number 1 guy, Jaden Herndon, and just great coverage there by that Rowlett defense.
Lacey's so rangy. Always seems to be in the right spot now. We talked about his speed, but he's had such a great season. Always knows where to be. How could he get better position than he had there?
Boy, he couldn't. I mean, like you said, that Adrian Lacey has really done a good job for that Rowlett defense, and he was just in great position on that play right there.
Mason Washington is right next to Hamilton. He won't go to him here. They're going to try to get the ball out to the edge. Their playmakers have been what has been making them go as of late. And they get it out to Hayden Davis. And they move the sticks.
again, Hamilton's just able to get down, get the ball out here, and got it into Herndon's hand. And again, I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. That was Jacaden Davis's hand, and just a good play there by that Longview offense.
Now, Jacaden Davis is a backup quarterback, but he has 14 catches already this season, and they go to him to start. These two teams a little bit different than they used to be even just a couple of seasons ago. This time they use Caden Graves, but it's a pass from Hamilton at his feet.
Yeah, again, trying to get that into Caden Graves' hand. Again, we know Longview has a few weapons that they try to go to. Again, just trying to get that ball out into Graves' hands, just a little bit short there. Graves is kind of going like, hey, man, get that ball up. But, again, just a missed opportunity there by that Longview offense.
They always talk about playoff teams like to come out and establish a run. We haven't seen a run the whole game yet.
Yeah, usually you try to come out and get that ground game going. You feel maybe to open up that passing attack. But, yeah, just, they're just kind of coming out.
First carry for Washington in the cutback lane. He's got big speed. Can they catch him? A 73-yard touchdown scamper.
Wow. Man, I guess if you're going to answer it, that's the way to answer it. Again, we look at the play here. Just getting that ball into Washington's hands. He's their leading rusher as far as running back goes. He comes in with about 649 yards rushing, and, man, he was able to get up through that seam. And, boy, he's gone to the races. Nobody able to catch him there. Just a tremendous run by that young man.
These are the adjustments that 57-year-old head coach John King has been making in his 24th season. Not only is he coaching for the press box, but he's changed how they do things a little bit. They're opening it up a lot more. We have ourselves a tie game. Not even 2 minutes in. Tied at 7. Rowlett and Longview by district round of the Texas High School Football State Playoffs on GRS TV. The band has been playing. They've been marching all season. They have seen a lot of excitement so far. Both of these two teams come out, and they score a touchdown, and it takes them 4 plays each.
Yeah, I mean, their offense is really, both offenses really doing what they needed to do. I mean, I don't know if you could ask for a better start if you're the offensive coordinators for either one of these teams. I mean, wow, what a way to come out and get things going.
Longview, a team that came in 3rd. Rowlett, 2nd place. They're really just kind of glad to be in the postseason, this Longview team. We're hoping to get a home field advantage. Did not get that. And they will avoid a big return here with a directional kick. This is a tough one to pick up for Micah Pearson, who lets it go into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, boy, for a second I was hoping that ball wasn't going to die there, right there on that 1-yard line, but again, got into the end zone. So
yeah, that would have been a live ball had that ball not trickled into the end zone. Larea, 3 of 4 on that opening drive, 75 yards. Completes the touchdown. That 17-yard pop pass over the middle to Cluis. Meantime, Longview comes back with a 73-yard touchdown run. Mason Washington going to the house. To the edge. What a bullet pass to Pearson. His 3rd grab already. And how about 5 yards after the catch to move the sticks again? His 3rd grab, his 2nd chain mover.
Wow, boy, they found something in Pearson. They really are like going back to him again. Lorero is able to get that ball out to him, and Pearson's able to go make people miss and go get yardage. And we know once that young man gets the ball in his hands, he's hard to bring down.
He loves to compete. This guy Pearson knows what it takes to be successful, a playmaker, undersized, but man, he is tough. How quick, though, too, is Larea getting the ball out of his hand. They are playing some soft coverage on the edge, but they pack the middle here. Nothing doing for Kellen Cottrell, who's had a good season.
Yeah, just trying to get Cottrell going, you know, kind of like you said, sometimes you want to try to get that run going so you can kind of open that pass up. And boy, Longview was ready for that. Just a host of them there. We look at the replay, try to get him inside. Boy, just a lot of penetration there by number 58. Was able to get in there and just, you know, stack things up.
They might be smaller, this Longview defense, but that swarm is still there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, just swarming to the ball. And like you said, that front did a good job there on that play. And, again, you know, just a good job of that Longview defense.
Jesse Hampton Williams leading the charge there. He's a converted defensive end. Second down and 10. And a whistle. Flag coming out. This Longview team's been playing better defensively. Again, they don't have the size on the back end like we're used to seeing, but they do still have the quickness.
Dead ball, false start, 16, red, 5-yard penalty, replay down. Still second down.
Ryan Hamilton getting called there.
Yeah, they caught Hamilton there a little bit on that one.
And he had a good week last week, too. He had 6 grabs and that season-ending victory at Saxe, 42-33 win. First time that the Eagles have been behind the chains tonight. Lorea scrambling this time, and down he goes. First sack of the game for this Longview team, and that was a big one too. Philip Hamilton.
Yeah, again, Lorea's back looking, trying to survey the field, and like you said, boy, man, Philip Hamilton was able to get through there, and just a good play by that young man. And wow, just a good job by that Longview defense.
So the Eagles going backwards here. They are marched backwards as a result of the penalty and now the sack. And this Rowlett team hasn't given up many of those this year. Correa doesn't hold it long enough generally to get sacked. Big pressure here. What an arm. He picks up the first down. What a throw to McLaughlin. Another explosive when they need it. They pick up 32 yards.
Wow, just a great play here by Samuel Loera. Able to step back, get his eyes down the field. They did a little X stunt there on the defense, and guy came free, but Loera was able to stand in there, man, knowing that he's going to take a big shot, but was able to get that ball downfield. Just a great catch there by McGowan.
Lorea able to stay in and step into that throw, and he knew he was going to get hit.
Yeah, he just stood big time and, man, just made a fantastic pass right on the dime, right on the money.
Fake the wham play. That ball goes through Pearson's hands, and he's lucky that it wasn't deflected and slowed down. Otherwise, the Lobos would have had a shot at a pick there.
Yeah, again, you know, kind of running that wham play. Boy, he gets it out, tries to get it to Pearson's hands, just a little bit through his hands, a little bit hot there, you know, because anytime Pearson touches the ball, he usually comes down with it. But, boy, like you said, Scott, kind of lucky that, you know, no Longview player was there in that vicinity because that could have been an interception.
Pearson had 40 grabs coming in. They've already targeted him 5 times in this game.
Well, yeah, they've really seen something that they like, trying to get that ball in his hands.
Second down and 10, and look out. The run game, needless to say, not there to start as Keelan Cottrell got popped by Daryl Dolly, the defensive end.
Yeah, boy, Dolly was all over that again, trying to get Cottrell going, you know, just good penetration. You got Dolly coming through there, just making a great play. You got number 92 also there on that play, and just a good job by that Longview defense. 7th
tackle for a loss by Daryl Dolly. And he has been moving around. You see why he's an all-district player, undersized, but man, he's tough and quick. Got to convert here again on 3rd down and long. They did it last time with a 30-plus yard reception. Lorea buying time in the pocket. All arm, finds his man. Another first down and a big play. Ryan Hamilton's first big catch of the postseason. They needed 12 and picked up 24. Man, just a fantastic play here by Loera. He's able to step back, buying time, feels the pressure, escapes to his left. Again, just falling backwards, able to get that ball. And, boy, we know Ryan Hamilton can make big plays, and he's done it all season long, and just a great catch by that young man. His dad's a big man. They think that Ryan will fill out too. And he's got potential to play on Saturdays. What a big throw and catch. Boy, these two quarterbacks are absolutely fantastic. Got more movement up front.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Center move the ball.
Yeah, I was thinking
Go
they
first
might
down.
call that on Casey Perry. Kind of did look like he moved the ball, but got that verification in.
Well, I'll say San Lorea has improved. A 2-year starter. What an arm. Stronger than last year. He's hit the weight room, and he already has 3 explosives. This is the second drive. 1st and 15, they've converted on a couple of big, long second, third downs. This time they go to the edge, and Cottrell not running it well between the tackles, but man, when he gets space, showing it off, 17 more before the cornerback, Josiah Hill, can push him out.
Yeah, just a well-designed play here. And like you said, Lorea is just really looks poised and confident. You can kind of tell that he's really matured and really has become an excellent quarterback for that Rowlett Eagle team.
The 4th explosive in the pass game for Rowlett. And the design, the play design, getting the Lobos spread out.
Absolutely. And again, like I said, Coach Hurst is just doing a fantastic job over there right now with his play calling.
1st and 10. Go to the running back. And McLaughlin again, tackled this time behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, try to come back to McLaughlin. Again, they've been using him quite a bit too here. We look at the replay, kind of started to his right, kind of trying to buy that time. Boy, just a little bit more of a block there, and he might have got some more yardage. Just a good job by that Longview defense to be able to come back and cover on that.
You see why that Bradley Williams, that Jack linebacker, had 58 tackles coming in his second year to start on varsity. They need him to play well, and that was a great tackle in space. 2nd and 12. Single coverage on the slant. Somehow, with the ball being behind him, he's able to reel it in. Ryan Hamilton tackled by their best cornerback, Decaden Carter, a little bit short of the first down.
Wow, this spectacular catch there by Ryan Hamilton. I mean, just a slant pattern. And again, we look here at the replay. Boy, Lorera was able to get that ball in. And, man, Hamilton got his hands on it and just pulled that ball in. And just a great, great catch there by that young man.
Carter was hanging on him, and that aforementioned Jack linebacker, Bradley Williams, trying to jar the ball loose. But Hamilton too strong with the football.
Yeah, Hamilton just snatched that down. And, boy, he locked that in. And just a really good-looking play there.
Quarterback power, and again, the yards between the tackles, hard to come by. I guess the whistle blew because Lorea stopped. Lawson Tubb had him around the waist.
Yeah, Lorea, boy, tried to come back in. They've run that play before here earlier in the year where they kind of go with that quarterback lead. And, boy, Tubbs was able to be all over that. And, boy, I think Tubbs has about 12 tackle for losses.
Boy, how big is that stop for Longview? They are stingy up front. It's what they've been known for a couple of decades, the size, the power down low in the trenches.
Yeah.
And they continue to impress.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, that was a big stop because now they forced, Rowlett to have to try to, go for a field goal, and we'll see what happens. We got a flag here on this play.
And the flag was thrown in the end zone. In our crew out of the Dallas chapter, Ken Linto is our lead official. See the sign judge there, Chip Anderson, conversing with DeAndre Updike. Here comes Myron Clay into the picture, the head linesman. This could be a personnel issue. And they throw it from the very back, the third level of the defense. A lot of times it's an illegal substitution penalty.
Yeah, they're kind of getting there. We'll hear what he's going to make the call here right now.
That's what it's going to be. They had 12 guys, apparently. This is going to go, though, against Longview. What a break. It might be a first down, depending on where the ball is.
Boy, that would be a big, big mistake there by that Longview defense.
It looks like if you watch Coach...
Substitution, defense. Half the distance to the goal. Still 4th down.
Derek Offer said, hey, we're short just a few inches. What do you want to do? Do you put the offense out there?
Well, I'll tell you what.
You've done nothing between the tackles.
Yeah, but you still get to play defense in your own end. So,
yes.
So maybe that's not too much of a risk here.
Well, the old school guys are like, oh, don't take a shotgun snap right here. But Lorea's going to do it, and he's going to run with it. To the middle, he gets hit. He's going to push. He keeps pushing. Does he have it? He reached it out. It's going to depend on the spot.
Wow, it's going to depend where they spot that ball. Boy, Longview sure is feeling good about that. Stop them. Wow, what a excellent job of that Longview defense. Here we look at the play. He starts left, but then he tries to cut up inside. I think if he would have stayed out left a little bit more, he had the blocks. Cantrell was out there kind of leading him around to that left side, but he kind of cut back a little bit too early.
4th and inches, and it will be a turnover on downs. So what appeared to be a gift to Rowlett turns out to be a banana in the tailpipe.
Well, you're right. And again, we kind of talked about would you go for it or not go for it. I mean, sometimes in a big game like this, you want to try to keep that momentum on your side, so you do go for it. But now you kind of do have a chance to play good defense, and hopefully you can overcome what just happened.
But the overarching theme here, though, is you have to be able to run the ball in big games like this. You throw the ball to score, but you run the ball to win. And Rowlett has not been able to do anything on the ground. They don't have a positive yard on any of these carries. Johnny Hamilton, old school. Was he not under center there, or my eyes deceiving me? They don't get but a couple here.
It looked like he was under center, and again, you kind of alluded to that, and I know it's hard, but sometimes when you don't practice that, but you're kind of thinking little short yardage. We'll take a look here at the replay. Had a fullback in there trying to just run a lead play up inside, and again, getting back to that last possession Rowlett had, again, under center, you got to go about 1 yard. Maybe he can get the first down, but again, yeah, you're right. Longview came out and did get up under center and, didn't get a lot of yardage, but did get about 3 yards on that.
Beckett Cox, a 3-year varsity player who's a little bit undersized at center at 5'11", 215. Watch him, number 55 here. See him right there in the lower left corner of your screen. Had a hard time with the fan block of that nose tackle. Christian Hawkins couldn't turn him hardly, and they only got a couple.
Yeah, Hawkins, boy, really, ate that up, man. He was really down low and really stuffed that play. Just a good job by him.
Big chance for Rowlett here. The end jumps. They don't snap the ball, but a flag flies. Well, maybe they determined that Braxton Williams, the right tackle, moved because of the encroachment on the defensive end.
Yeah, they kind of had Bill there. I don't know if they called it on Bill or not. I mean, 86 kind of jumped there. I didn't think he went over, but, maybe they saw something, and you might be right, Scott. That might be what they saying caused that offensive lineman to jump.
You mentioned Beal. He kind of reminds you of Mike Eberling, who played at Rowlett, went on to play at TCU as a lineman.
Dead ball. False start. Offense.
Okay. Well, they
how about that?
Yeah, boy, a good break by Rowlett, and, man, now you kind of got them going backwards.
Rowlett catching the breaks here.
Yeah, and sometimes in these kind of games you kind of need to get those breaks and kind of coming back down, like what we said, reason why you probably did go for it on 4th down is you feel like you can kind of keep them pinned down here.
If the defensive end were in the neutral zone and the tackle moved, it would be a penalty on the defense, but apparently he jumped and then got back, and then the tackle moved.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it looked like they called there.
2nd and long out of the I formation. He's got an edge. They lost contain. Oh, what a tackle on the edge right there by Braxton Moore, the cornerback. How did he make that tackle? He lost contain and then made the tackle.
Wow, man, just a great tackle there by Braxton Moore. Again, they're getting the ball into number 35, McCaden Frazier. And, boy, for a second I thought he was going to get around that corner, but just a great tackle there by number 6 to bring that man down, Braxton Moore. And, boy, like you said, he might be still running down that sideline.
Moore's a guy that had some ankle issues earlier this year. Certainly didn't look like it there. To force 3rd and 2. They stay in the I formation, using the power, but it's met in the backfield. He might have gotten a yard, needed 3. Smith, the Will linebacker, brought him down.
Yeah, Khalid Smith, this is a great job by that young man. And we know those Rowlett linebackers just fly all over the place. And just again, look at the replay here, staying in the I formation, trying to get in behind number 68. But just a great job by that Rowlett defense to swarm to the ball, and everybody got there. And just, again, just a tremendous effort by that Rowlett defense.
Boy, they gave him a great spot, and they're going to move the sticks. They moved the sticks with a 1st down, and they stay in the double tight I formation. Only in East Texas do you see that. How about this guy, Washington, sneaking through there? Going all the way to the house again. 2nd time in this first quarter. 87 yards to go along with a 73-yard touchdown run last drive.
Wow, man, just, a great job. Good blocking up front by that Longview offense. Brought number 75 back around, kick out. I mean, just a good job there by Jaden Jackson. Was able to get Washington up inside behind that block, and, man, he's off to the races again.
He's got home run speed and shows it off here. And you wonder if the alignment might be giving Rowlett some problems. Are they able to line up to it?
Yeah, sometimes you come out and double tight and you just play that old school kind of smash mouth football, and sometimes when you're not seeing it a lot, it can give you problems.
TJ Jackson can't kick it any better than that on the point after. The Lobos with a 7-point lead late first quarter on GRS TV. A first quarter so far by district round of the Texas High School Football State Playoffs. Rowlett doing it through the air. The Eagles and their Pom Squad love the start, but their defense has now given up a couple of explosive plays on the ground to Mason Washington, a 73-yard touchdown scamper and an 87-yard spurt off the right side to give the Lobos a 14-7 lead. And Rowlett struggling to stop the run, to say the least, here at the outset. Again, they avoid the long return, and that's the last thing you want right there. But Micah Pearson falls down on it, which gives him a long field here, 86 yards away.
Yeah, just, kind of pushing that ball there again, trying to keep Pearson from able to get a long run, and kind of let your defense play defense here in their end of the field. But like you said, boy, just a good job there by that Longview offense. They're able to come down and get that big score.
And what's so interesting is that Rowlett's been playing tremendous defense since week 3. Prior to Saxey, Rowlett had a streak of 6 straight games permitting 20 or fewer points. But here they are. They've already given up 14 in less than 11 minutes. They try to go to the edge again. And Ryan Hamilton tackled immediately by DeCaden Carter, who makes his 3rd tackle, his best at the line of scrimmage tonight.
Yeah, again, trying to get that ball back out here to Hamilton to see if he can get someone to miss. We look at the replay here, trying to get it into Hamilton's hand. And, boy, like you said, just a good tackle there by number 6, able to come up there, DeCaden Carter, and just made a great open field tackle.
And just for the mere fact that you've had such a high percentage of tosses in the flat on first down, an extension of the run game tells you a lot about Rowlett's thinking and their game planning and what they believe they can do between the tackles tonight. It has been tough. You're going to try to go to the air here. Larea in coverage. Caught. Whoa, what a catch by McLaughlin again. His 3rd of the game. James Pierce brings him down. How did that ball wiggle through that traffic for 17?
Yeah, we'll take a look here at the replay. I don't know how that ball got in there. Again, Larea is able to get the ball out, and man, I don't know how number 18, boy, he's probably going like Brady Williams for the Longview Lobos, wondering where that ball come from. But again, just a great catch there by McLaughlin, and just a great play.
That thing, you needed smoke and mirrors to get that thing in there, didn't you?
I still don't know how it got through.
That's going to do it for the first quarter. 14-7 Longview, but more explosives coming from the aerial attack for the Eagles on GRS TV. They are flying high tonight, the Rowlett Eagles. Moving the football through the air, using those big wings. They're spread eagle tonight. And this Sam Larea, the junior quarterback, he'll be back next year, has improved more than any other quarterback in the district through the air. His poise, his pocket presence, he's not afraid to throw it in traffic, particularly if he gets Ryan Hamilton in single coverage with a guy like Decaden Carter, but that one's too tall, and it brings up second down. But the aerial assault tonight has been big for the Eagles.
Well, yeah, again, as we look at the replay here, Larea is able to get back and, again, trying to go into Hamilton just a little bit too high there. But, yeah, you definitely want to try to keep it in his hands and see if you can come up with something big. And, boy, you're really trying to see if you can maybe loosen up that Longview defense to try to get that running attack going.
Second down and long here. You've already had 5 plays that have gone deep, but this one's going to go for a sack. Second one of the night for Longview. The defensive front getting after it tonight. Tyson Johnson got him second sack of the year.
Yeah, just a lot of people got a lot of penetration there. You got Johnson there. I mean, able to get in. Just unfortunately for that Rowlett offense, Larea was unable to escape that, and a good job by that Longview defense.
So the 5 long plays tonight, 15 or more, 15 explosive, 17, 32, 24. Boy, they're going to need one here on 3rd and long. To the middle, tipped in and complete. Tried to go again to Micah Pearson, and they don't need a whole lot of space to be able to thread that needle to Cy Hill, though, with good coverage.
Yeah, I was just trying to get that ball back into Pearson's hands again, just kind of letting it go there, and, boy, just a little bit over Pearson's hands, just a little bit lower, and I think Pearson actually would have came down with that catch.
It's the first time tonight that we've seen back-to-back passes by Sam Larea fall incomplete, and Rowlett's going to have to punt it away for the first time in this game. Your early second quarter. The winner will meet DeSoto, who walloped Cove last night. Samuel Larea is the quarterback. This is not a great kick, kind of off the side of his foot. And that's an understatement here. I don't even know that thing got to midfield hardly.
Yeah, just not one of his better punts. Again, just, like you said, kind of got off the side of his foot there. Boy, now you're going to really put a test on this Rowlett defense. They really do need to come up and try to get a stop here.
Just an 18-yard punt. They will give him credit for the 43. This was kind of talked about and said, let's put it here. But a short punt and a short field for Longview, who's trying to extend this thing to a 2-score advantage. Again, they come over from East Texas. It's about a 2-hour drive from Longview. But they bring the buses, and as head coach John King had mentioned, hey, it's nothing for us to drive a couple of hours without question. First time they run the buck sweep and they throw it to Herndon, their favorite target, and it takes a while to rally up to him, and he's able to manage close to 10 yards to move the sticks. Jackson and Harrison both get there, but late.
Yeah, they get there a little bit late, and again, Hamilton's able to get that ball out to his favorite target, Herndon, and Herndon's able to tuck that ball away and go get some pretty good yardage again. We know that they like looking for him, and I guarantee you they'll come back to him again.
Yeah, he's been well covered, and it's the first time they've gotten it to him, and we're already in the second quarter.
Oh, absolutely, and again, just got to keep your eye on him, though, because we know that somewhere down the line they're going to continue to keep coming back to him, and so far, Rowlett has done a good job as far as covering him.
Herndon, just a sophomore. He was on the varsity last year as a freshman. He's the second player in 25 years for Coach King to play varsity football as a freshman in Longview. That's a nice move by Davis. His second grab, faked everybody out, picks up 16, most after the catch. Keyshawn Harrison escorted him.
Yeah, again, Hamilton's able to get the ball out into Davis's hand, and man, just a tremendous play there, able to shake a Rowlett defender there and go get some good yardage. And again, we kind of talked about the fact that Longview does have some athletes on that side of the ball, and they will use every one of them.
Boy, they do. They have some tremendous athletes, and they are prolific, averaging 200 yards on the ground a game and 203 through the air. Again, this is Hamilton setting up. Going to go to the sideline. He's got his man, and he's got a touchdown. Herndon for the second time in 3 plays.
Yeah, just set that up real well. He rolled a little bit, got his eyes down the field, and, man, just took your eyes off of Herndon, and he was able to just sneak through there and just got into the corner of that end zone.
And things snowballing quickly on the Eagles. Things are happening in a hurry. These big plays are forthcoming. An 87-yard touchdown run a moment ago. 73-yard touchdown scamper 2 drives ago. And now the 30-yard touchdown pass to Herndon. The point after extends the lead to 2 scores for the first time in this game, early second quarter.
Yeah, and again, like you said, just a quick explosion by that Longview offense. I mean, it would be nice if Rowlett could maybe come down here and answer this with a touchdown drive of their own, but more importantly, maybe to eat up some of that clock to try to keep that ball out of that Longview offensive side of the ball because, boy, they sure are exploding right now.
This Longview team throwing the football more than they ever have, without question. They have already thrown it for 200 yards in this game. Both quarterbacks have been outstanding the first 14 minutes of this game. And Longview comes in 6-4. They've won at least 8 games, all 24 years that John King has been the head coach. He's not able to be on the sideline because of some health issues. He's coaching from the press box. But they're throwing the football better now than they have the entire season. And while they've lost 4 games, the 4 losses, you combine the total number of points they've lost by, it adds up to 11. This team could absolutely be undefeated right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm saying that record could be a little bit misleading because, honestly, they could have won all 4 of those games, and, unfortunately for them, they were on the wrong side of that as far as what they would think. But, we know this team is always explosive and always does a good job. And like you said, Scott, they very well easily could have won all 4 of those games.
Rowlett's got some work to do. They were turned away inside the 5-yard line, going for it on 4th and inches on a quarterback keeper. Were held away, turned it over on downs. That would have given Rowlett the lead. Instead, they've given up a couple of straight touchdowns. After that, good field position for the Eagles. If they hold on to the football and Lacey gets popped short of the 30-yard line, that's Longview's specialty, but good field position here for Rowlett. But you look at the way that 10-6A turned out. North Forney has become quite a powerhouse in 6A. They finished with 9 wins in 10 tries. They were the district champions out of 10-6A. And Longview had a 3-touchdown lead against North Forney, but blew it, and they lost that game 56-55 on a missed extra point.
Wow. That was just a great game. And, again, we just, Rowlett just needs to try to settle down, try to eat up a little bit of this clock and see if they can go down and get a score and get themselves back in this game.
Sam Larrea much stronger this year than he has been in previous seasons. They get it to Cottrell on the edge here on a speed option, something that they just don't do very much. Bradley Williams came up to make the play. It's the most successful run from scrimmage for Rowlett tonight.
Well, again, trying to run that little speed option here, was able to get that ball out. There's a quick flip at the last second there. And, probably one of their best-looking running plays so far for tonight.
No doubt. Cottrell, a guy that likes to run downhill. He's got great vision, great hands. Sometimes they'll throw it to him. They've already targeted him once tonight. But he's got great vision, a program guy off the field. They love Cottrell, and they need him to really start getting it going here. An inside zone play out of shotgun, but again, Longview steps up. Another tackle, their 4th of the game, either at the line of scrimmage or behind it. No gain.
Yeah, you got Tyson Johnson kind of coming up there on the big play there, and boy, not a lot there. And, again, trying to get that running game going, but just having a tough time, had a little injured player here, number 55, coming off here for Rowlett.
Yeah, that's Armando Sexton, their left guard. And we'll see who comes in to spell him at that left guard position. Looks like it's going to be number 3 on the depth chart here. They've had some injury issues. Jaden Vera will come out to play that guard position. 3rd down and 7. Ray has been great. He's thrown for over 200 yards. They need to convert again on 3rd down. They've done it 3 times already on 3rd down and 7 or more. And timeout going to be called here by
first timeout of the half.
Derek Alford. So a big down coming up here. You don't want to go 3 and out immediately following another explosive play, this time through the air to go down 14 points.
No, and, again, you've heard it before. I mean, sometimes your best defense is your best offense. And, boy, at this point right now, I think that could possibly be the case, because we definitely know that Longview has an explosive capability, so you really want to keep that ball away from them.
That's essentially what John King had talked about, how, when you can't stop a running back, and they had a team run for 500. In fact, North Forney ran for 560 yards on these guys earlier this year. He said you just got to try to outscore them. but 55 points that night wasn't enough.
Yeah, boy, anytime you score 55 points, you probably think you're going to win the game. So, yeah, that was just a shootout in that game.
3rd and 7. Lorea going to go to the edge. They're going to try to run forward here. But Lobos are great at rallying. Nothing doing. They get it out to the edge, but not enough for Joshua Griffin. Good job by Lawson Tubbs to rally.
Yeah, I tried to get it here out in Griffin's hands. Just a good pass here. Get it in his hands. You know, just a good pass, boy. Just put a little zip on there, got it into his hands, tucked it away. He tried to go get the yardage, but like you said, Longview rallied on that and was able to come up with that big stop.
Needed 7, got 6, and Derek Alford thought about it. He's in his 5th season here as the head coach. Never had a better season. Never had a team improve more. But this one a little bit too far on this side of midfield to go for it on 4th and 1.
Ooh, yeah, that would be pretty tough. I mean, you know, if you don't get this here, you put them in just great field position. We already seen the explosiveness, so you really don't want to make it easy on them. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I think I would punt, but maybe I'll try a hard count, maybe see if I can get them, but certainly I probably would punt.
Well, they're going to think about it. This is the 2nd time out now in a row called by Rowlett and Derek Alford. Are they thinking about going for it? That would really be the only reason you would call a timeout.
Well, you know, maybe, you know, again, like we kind of said, you know, you kind of bring you guys together and you'd say, you know, look, if we're going to do this hard count type thing on, just stay on side, see if we can get them to draw off side. And then, obviously, if you don't, I probably would punt the ball.
You know, that big win over Saxe to end the season, 42-33, it was a huge uplift psychologically. They were riding high, these Eagles were, coming in here. And it's actually one of the best teams in the district. They've been the team to beat, especially since they really felt like they haven't played their most complete game of the year yet.
Operator, please reset the game clock to 8:05.
But if they are going to go for it here on 4th down, it's going to be via the fake,
right.
Unconventionally here. They're going to go ahead and keep the punting team out there.
Yeah, and again, you see Longview has walked up on the defensive side of the ball, so that probably be pretty tough to get a fake in here, but yeah, I think I would punt it here.
At this point in the game, you can't win the game here, but you absolutely could lose it.
You're absolutely right, and that's something you don't want to do is give Longview the ball in great field position.
Lorea gets it away, doubles as the punter. He's the quarterback. Nobody was back deep, and as a result, they're going to get at least a 20-yard roll out of this. Thank you very much.
Well, that's exactly why you punt it right there. Just a great punt there by Lorera, and was able to get that down the field. And, boy, like you said,
54 yards on that boot, and over almost 25 of that came on the roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how concerned they were about a potential fake there.
Yeah. And, boy, yeah, you know, you always, you know, it's hard sometimes when you're coaching and stuff. You try to play the odds and think about what would happen, you know, if you didn't or if you did. And, boy, sometimes you can't win for losing. But, man, probably the right call there by Coach Alford to go on and punt that ball.
So they're going to try to do it with some defense here. Defense has been great for Rowlett since week 3. I mentioned not permitting more than 20 points in 6 straight games. But the run defense tonight has not been where it needs to be. And Longview traditionally has been a team that likes to run the ball a lot, and they can pound you to death. But they've been doing it scat bag style with this guy Mason Washington who runs for 4.
Yeah, you know, they put that fullback in, kicked out, boy, and getting that ball into Mason's hands and just, you know, kind of trying to ground and pound you and just seeing what they can do. They've been having success, and then, you know, then they'll come back with that pass once they got you set on thinking they're going to run the ball.
Might have gotten a tackle to jump, which is why Johnny Hamilton just took it and ran straight forward, but he got 3, almost 4 out of that. But, you know, the defensive coaches for this Rowlett team really should be lauded. Clint Clayton, the defensive coordinator, has done a great job. That D-line coach, Dean Jackson, 46 years of experience for Jackson, really knows the game. And the one reason why he knows the game so much is because he used to coach offensive line.
Yeah.
Remember, Jackson coached with Gus Malzahn and Todd Graham, 20 years at the college level, 30 years at the high school level. They know football, and they need a run stop right here on 3rd down and 3 here. You would think a run would be coming up 2 scores on this side of the field. And it is. Oh, they got him! Oh, a clothesline. What a play. Jaden Rager with his best play of the night.
Boy, Rager is just usually all over the place, and he's been making big plays for that Rowlett defense all year long. Again, able to come off that edge, unblocked. Boy, they couldn't get 75 around to kick him out, and boy, he was able to get up in there and just a big-time play there, and that's what that defense needs to do.
75, Jaden Jackson, who you were talking about, an all-district left tackle, could not get him blocked. What a play, and that may single-handedly give you a chance here with 6 minutes to go to get you back in it, to give you kind of an uplift if you can put it in the end zone here. Oh, a bad punt.
Yeah. Boy, yeah, I don't know what he saw there on that punt, but boy, this is what man, you couldn't have asked for things to happen better for you than what they just did.
That's a 7-yard punt.
Wow, he kicked that straight up. I don't know if he thought that was going to get blocked or not, but man, tremendous stop by that Rowlett defense, and now you put your offense in. Man, you couldn't put him in a better position than this.
And you wonder, you worry about your guys not knowing where the ball is, because if that ball hits an Eagle, that thing's a live ball. Jason Tan had no idea where that ball was.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have thought the ball would have been where it was. I mean, wow, just okay, like you said, here's your chance right here. I mean, when you're playing these big type of ball games, I mean, boy, some of these things like this just don't normally happen. So you really got to take advantage of this.
On the plus 20-yard line, they run outside this time, a rare run, a conventional run on first down for Keelan Cottrell, and he got tripped up by Hampton Williams. 4th tackle tonight for Williams.
Yeah, Hampton Williams was able to get in there and just, trip him up at the last second. I see, you're trying to come back and establish that run a little bit because you're down here in your side of the end zone and side of the field, and you probably want to try to see if you can get something going, maybe to try to open up a little quick pass.
Larea has been fantastic. A good decision to the edge. Cottrell got popped at the line of scrimmage before he could even turn around. And they are flowing quickly to the football.
Yeah, just trying to get it out here into Cottrell's hands, and that's what you normally do, try to get him out in open space to see what he can do. But, boy, Longview was all over that. You had two Lobo players there, Longview players there, just ready to make that open field tackle.
That is a form tackle right there for Decaden Carter, who's had a really good first half. He had 6 tackles last week that were solo, 8 total. He's already made 3 plays from that cornerback position. Most cornerbacks can't tackle that well.
No, he just came up and formed up. Like you said, you can't ask for a better open field tackle than that. And he came up and just made a great tackle and just did a good job.
They have an injured player. In fact, we do have I think it's a Lobo that's down here. I think Caden got it. Decaden Carter got the little stinger there on that tackle, the guy we were talking about. Yeah, that's Decaden Carter, number 6. He's just terrific against the run. Maybe the best in Longview's district. 10-6A. But looking at some numbers right here, we talked about the prolific throwing of the football by both of these two quarterbacks. Rowlett's thrown for 185 yards so far. Longview's quarterback, Johnny Hamilton, almost 100 tonight. They've been doing it mostly on the ground, 172 rushing yards for Longview. Rowlett is -9 on the ground in this game, and it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, boy, and this is a big opportunity for Rowlett. And, right now, unfortunately, they're not getting anything going. But, man, you really want to try to come out of here with something. And, man, you might even have to settle for a field goal, but you want to get some points here while you're down here.
You don't want to settle for the field goal. I don't know that the field goal gets you back in it at this point, down 14 here. You don't have to get it all back right now, and that's what this tells you. It's a trick play. And it looked like he got hit early. Ryan Hamilton wasn't displaced enough for the official to pull the hanky out. James Pierce was in coverage. He was the guy that hit him. But it'll be 4th and 10 now, and you may have to kick that field goal.
Yeah, you have Pierce on this. Again, boy, just for that 1 second, unfortunately, Cottrell didn't really get a great pass there. It seemed like for about a second there he might have been open. And, now, like I said, kind of put yourself in that position where you want to try to come away with some kind of points.
Aaron Moreno's been good this year. This is from 37. And it's blocked. Look out. A chance at a scoop and score. It's picked up. Lawson Tubb inside the 40 with a flag out.
And the field goal was blocked. And the
Well,
Lobos
that's
will
not
have
what you wanted to have happen. Oh, man. See what this flag is.
After the recovery, block in the back on the recovering team, they're going to be first down.
So they'll mark that off from the spot. But let's see who got in there.
So the penalty to be locked up against the Lobos.
Ball was low, and it looks like T.J. Jackson got it.
First and 10 Lobos.
Yeah, just low coming off his foot and just, got the penetration in there. And, yeah, it looked like Jackson got that. And, wow, what a big play there for that Longview.
That is a tough occurrence right there. So you've had the ball in the red zone twice, and you have 0 points.
Yeah, in this type of game, that can really come back and haunt you. Yeah, again, obviously you wanted to get the touchdown, but, man, sometimes you want to take something.
And this time, Rowlett all over the ground game with Mason Washington, who's had a career night so far in the first half with over 150 yards on the ground. Get him for just one right here.
About a yard on the play.
Yeah, Hawkins was able to come up and get up off the ground and kind of wrap up on him and make a tackle there. Right now, this Rowlett defense really needs to make a stand because, man, you definitely don't want to let them go down here and score just before halftime.
They held him to a 3-and-out last time. Got to do it again. It was a fast start for Rowlett, but the Lobos have scored 3 straight touchdowns in a row inside of 4 minutes. Hamilton, plenty of time to the corner, and they got him. Nice pitch and catch. Sean Davis this time. Sean Harrison pulls him down, but 17 on the connection.
Yeah, I was just able to get that ball into Sean Davis's hands, just a good route, able to find that open curl area, able to come back and get that ball, and just a good play there. And, man, that Lobo offensive line really gave him a lot of time. He was able to stay in that pocket and get his eyes down the field.
Davis's 12th grab, over 190 receiving yards this year. Combo route on the quick out on first down and 10. Herndon able to avoid the initial tackle. Braxton Moore picks up 4 and some extra, and a flag comes out.
Yeah, I think they're going to get that on Herndon for pushing that young man over there.
Five penalties between the two teams so far. Not nearly as many as you generally see, but these are two of the top teams in their respective districts.
Yeah, been a pretty clean game so far, so we'll see what the call is.
After the play, we had a dead ball, unnecessary roughness, personal foul, number 3, 15-yard penalty, still first down.
Again, look at the replay here, on the sideline, and just pushes him down. And, yeah, you're not going to get away with that. And, wow, he had made a pretty decent catch, just be, have some poise. But, anyway, that's why they got him on that play.
It was Keyshawn Harrison, the guy that ended up getting pushed right there. And I don't know that he was pushed that hard, but it didn't hurt to go flopping into the bench, did it?
Yeah, I think he looked at it. I think he's watched LeBron James a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. I agree with you. Second down, 22. Plenty of time again. Ball's tipped, almost intercepted. Had a chance. Dalen Rowlett with a chance at his 3rd pick of the year.
Wow, that would have been big right there. Again, another flag here. We'll see what we got.
Going to go against Longview.
We have 5 in the backfield. Offense is going to be declined.
So that's an illegal formation call. And instead of having second down and 25, they'll just go ahead and go with 3rd down here.
Yeah, which what I would do, boy. But I tell you what, getting back to that last play, boy, that would have been nice if Dalen Rowlett could have came up with that interception there. That ball was deflected, and man, he had a chance there just for a second.
Well, he had a great game against South Grand Prairie, came back and really responded well to it. 3rd down and long. Some umbrella coverage coming up here for the Eagles. You would think. We'll see how many they rush. On 3rd and 22, they're going to go ahead and rush 4, run a twist. Don't even get close to the quarterback. They let him catch and rally. And was he down? I think he got his face mask. That's going to give him a 1st down.
Yeah, I think that was a face mask, that's for sure. I mean, they had him.
Yep, Jordan Griffith grabbed the face mask of Jacaden Davis. And this will be a 1st down for the Lobos.
Yeah, and that's exactly, where you had him as far as Rowlett. You had him stopped, and, boy, just an unfortunate call there because you grabbed his face mask, and like you said, Scott, you're going to give him the 1st down now. And we look at the replay here. Hampton setting back, able to get the ball down the field. And, boy, just, good catch there. Just Rowley makes the tackle. And I don't think that was a face mask.
I don't
what do you
either.
think, Scott?
Maybe that's what they're talking about. I think he got him by the jersey. They may wave this off.
Yeah.
Should.
Personal foul, face defense, 15-yard penalty.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well, they got that wrong, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, unless we saw something totally different there. Again, here, we'll look at the replay. Maybe we didn't see it. Boy, I mean.
No, that's jersey.
Yeah, and even at the most, maybe back up the jersey or shoulder pad there.
Initially live, I thought for sure it was a face mask, but looking at the replay, and I think they showed the replay on the video board here. That's what the players are saying. Hey, can we look at the replay here? But it's not reviewable in high school.
Yeah, and again, like you said, boy, that takes you from 4th down to a 1st down, and boy, that was a big change right there.
That's a huge penalty. Play action. Looking for single coverage. Hamilton, what a move. This guy's an athlete. To the end zone. Touchdown.
Did they get the ball? Oh, okay. Thought they had the ball from him for a second, but no, he held on.
Well, we've got a flag down. This may be coming back. Had a flag down at the line of scrimmage. Nobody signaled.
Yeah, we'll be interesting to see what this is. It looks like they're bringing it back.
Holding, 55, White, 10 yard in the previous spot. Replay the down.
Ken Linto's been anything but definitive tonight from that officiating spot. My question is, if the face mask call weren't controversial, would there have been a holding foul there?
I don't know. You're saying that maybe that was a little get back?
That never happens, does it?
No, of course not. They got Beckett Cox there on that holding call, but wow, again, if you Rowlett, you really do need to come up with a stop here.
Yes. That'll help them.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is time. You need to try to get out of here. And even if you don't score again, you just don't need to let them score.
Longview's got 3 timeouts. 1st and 20. To the ground. It's been tough to stop these guys on the ground. Washington's had a career night. Got all of the penalty yards back and then some. 13 more. Isaiah Britt, Kalai Smith.
This is the 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout.
Man, they cannot get this guy to the ground, this Washington.
No, he's just running really, really well tonight. It seems like at times they have him, wrapped up and kind of have him secured, and then he's able to pop out and just keep going. And that's why he's really a big part of their offense, and you can see why.
That is 7 carries for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns sound.
Wow.
Good night.
I'll take that anytime. And, wow. And even in all that, I mean, we can't say it enough. If Rowlett can just come up and get a stop here, you'll go in maybe still 2 possessions down. You're still in this ball game.
Yes.
Boy, it gets pretty tough if you get down 3 possessions.
And it's not that you're down 3 possessions, but if you do allow the touchdown, it's that you've only scored 7.
Right. You got to start to think about, as explosive as they came out in the beginning of the game, you kind of thought it might be a shootout here. So, if they can maybe get whatever they were doing there, they had some really good quick passes to Pearson at first, and maybe if they can find that formula back again and get themselves going in that direction again, maybe they can get back in this game. But right now, it's going to be very important that they don't let Longview get in and score here.
And really, it doesn't even matter that you average 250 through the air, which is what Larea's been averaging. But you go down 3 scores to these guys tonight, the way their defensive front's playing, we could play till the cows come home tomorrow, and I'm not sure it would matter.
Yeah, that can get pretty tough.
Washington slipping through tackles. Broke 2 tackles, looking for a third. Still on his feet. This guy's amazing here, this Mason Washington. Grady Holmes finally got him down. The nose tackle ran him down.
Yeah, Grady Holmes was able to get him down on the ground. We look at it here again. Get the ball into Washington's hands. He's just shifty. He's making people miss. He keeps running. He runs hard. And you know, it looks like he got him for a tackle for a loss, and next thing you know, he's got 5 yards. I mean, they got to wrap this guy up.
You got to form him up and wrap him up, just as you mentioned. You know, Holmes, the nose tackle, draws double team after double team, and he's as good as as any nose guard in 9-6A, and he had to track him down. Big third down, the biggest of the game for the Rowlett defense. Hamilton throws off his back foot to the corner. Caught, but was he in bounds? No. Out of bounds. Javier Glaive targeted for the first time tonight. Adrian Lacey was in coverage.
Yeah, boy, they went, like you said, went to Glaive and just, you know, got out. But, man, this at least anyway, it's a stop for Rowlett, and that's what they really need. I mean, you know, again, you didn't let them get in as far as a touchdown, and now you got to see if you could possibly get a block here on this field goal attempt.
Felipe Ayala from 30 to make it a 3-score game. High snap. Pushed it. No good.
Well, that's exactly what Rowlett needed, and just, you know, good. Now you got yourself an opportunity. You don't go down by 3 scores, and no, you still got 1 minute and 4 seconds. I mean, you got to be very careful down here. That's for sure.
No doubt.
You know, if you could get down here, we take a look at the replay. Just, you know, snap. The ball was a little high, so maybe that's what kind of messed up that timing. But boy, he pushed that to the right. So again, you know, good job by that Rowlett defense to come up with a stop and now potentially give your offense a chance to go down and maybe get a score.
Well, the problem you've got is that Longview's got 3 timeouts. And they're gonna play some pitch and catch here, and now they're gonna have a timeout with the ball if you don't get a first down with that incomplete pass.
Oh yeah. You still got to come on and do something offensively as far as trying to get out of your own end of the end zone. And you're right with Longview still having 3 timeouts. I mean, yeah, you know, you don't definitely want to leave them a lot of time, maybe possibly to get that ball back with a chance to get some kind of score. So you're right, Scott.
Now maybe you just try to get that first down. And I'm telling you, the ground game has been just abysmal. It's been negative yards 90% of the time because Chazine Wrighton, Tyson Johnson, Dolly, and Horton have been so good at defensive end.
Longview.
So, again, we're looking here at the replay. Like you said, boy, just all over that. You know, big number 65 was able to come up in there. Tyson Wrighton was able to come up and make that play. And kind of getting back to what you said, Scott, as far as Longview calling that timeout. Again, they called the timeout now with 51 seconds left. And obviously, you know, they did it with the idea of thinking that they can stop them and get the chance to get that ball back and maybe go down and get a score.
Well, Derek Alford, the head coach for Rowlett, certainly knows what he's doing. He's in his 5th season. They've never been better under his guidance. He's gotten them where they need to be. Alford serving as the offensive coordinator at Allen. Was a part of that 2017 state championship run that they had when they went 16-0. And Derek Alford just hoping to get to halftime without giving up any points. Hard to do here. 3rd and 12, and Longview's got 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, you got to maybe come up with something because, boy, if you punt the ball here, you're going to give them an opportunity to still maybe come down and get a score. And, boy, that's not what you want to do.
Larea to the edge. This is Cottrell. Can he run for it? Tackled short of the first down. Did he go out of bounds? The head linesman hasn't signaled anything. They're going to let the clock roll here and force Longview to call a timeout. Josiah Hill made a first down saving tackle with that play.
Timeout, Rowlett. I'm sorry, Longview.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I mean, I knew Longview was going to make that timeout call here. We look at the replay here, just trying to get that roll out there, and got the ball in Contrell's hands. And you know, Contrell was smart by not going out of bounds and, you know, trying to get that first down. But thought maybe Longview would maybe call that timeout just a little bit quicker. But, again, you know, they did it, and they still have 33 seconds left.
Yeah, and I really believe that Longview was waiting to see if he indeed did go out of bounds. I think they thought he did. I thought he might have.
Yeah. I mean, when you look kind of back at that replay, it did look really, really close. So, yeah, that's probably what they were doing because I think they led by, 5-6 seconds to kind of tick off there.
You know, John King, who's in his 24th season as the head coach, not on the sideline. And during his absence, the running backs coach, Oscar Wilson's kind of taken over the head coaching duties. He's the interim head coach on the sideline. It's 4th down. The offense is out there. But remember, Lorea doubles as the punter. Will they try to draw him off sides here?
Timeout, Longview. That's their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
Well, this is a good timeout here by Longview, just simply because it doesn't matter that you've used your last. Just by simply putting the offense out there, it forced them to use it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you didn't really kind of know what was up there. I mean, so, yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt them. And, hey, you're still going to get them to punt the ball. I mean, you know.
There's no way they were going to snap the ball.
Boy,
was there?
I wouldn't. You never know. I mean, I wouldn't think they would.
I thought maybe Lorea would drop back in punt formation since he doubles as their punter.
Well, yeah, I was thinking more like a quick punt.
Delay a game. Longview, they can't call back-to-back timeouts. It's going to be 1st down.
Well, they didn't have one to begin with. Hey, shouldn't that be a double foul?
Well,
you can't call back-to-back, and they didn't have one.
Well, like, is that 1st down?
It is a 1st down.
Okay. Wow.
Half's over.
And I'll be honest, I learned something new too. Boy, you got so many intricate rules sometimes that you just
Hey, I've always said, hey, nobody knows all the rules.
Wow, I mean, it's impossible.
You know, when you sign up to be an official, you don't have to be perfect on your score when you take. You just have to be 80% when you take that test.
Wow.
They're going to throw the football here. Lorea going to go deep to the sideline. Caught it. Dislodged. What a hit. That's how physical these guys have been. Vondarian Adams with maybe a targeting foul.
Yeah, this looks like what they might have called there. You know, Vondarian Adams came up either taunting or maybe taunting or maybe a, you know, like you said, targeting. I'm not for sure what he did, what they call.
The far side official is going to call a targeting here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looked like they were going to try to get him for that. And
is it targeting and taunting?
Yeah, you got the double TT. Okay, we take a look here at the replay. Loera is able to get back. I mean, just that definitely wasn't targeting.
I didn't think he led with the crown of the helmet, did you?
No, he kind of came in. It looked like he was going to lead with that helmet, but maybe they're going to wave this off. I'm not for sure. I didn't see the helmet to helmet is what I'm saying.
Okay. There's no flag for targeting.
Okay.
Were the officials able to look at the video replay in the stadium to determine that? Well, could you tell?
I don't know. You know, sometimes, I mean, if they did, they made the right call. I mean,
they did, but I'm not sure they're supposed to do that.
I don't think they're supposed to do that either. But they got. Hey, let's just say this, Scott. They got it right.
They did. No taunting, no targeting. They're going to go for points here. Lorea going to try to hit a deep one, and it's picked off. And fortunately, they were able to make the tackle. James Pierce with the interception. They don't have a timeout here. Lorea and Rowlett trying to go for points deep in their own territory.
Yeah, Lorea is just trying to get that ball up and just kind of overthrew Ryan Hamilton. And, boy, just, you know, you can't blame him for maybe trying to make something happen, but you got to be careful now. We got 18 seconds left.
That's a good tackle by Hamilton.
Yeah, it was. You know, Hamilton had turned into kind of like a DB on that play.
You know, so many times coaches now in 2025 like to go for the points, and you just hope it didn't blow up on you.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, if something big happened and you know, a missed tackle, and you might have been able to get into the end zone, you know, then it's something that works good and maybe really could have been a tremendous impact in this game. But you know, unfortunately, it was an interception. You got to come up with a tackle and try to get out of here.
Going to drop 8 in coverage here. Johnny Hamilton's had a good half. Can he find a soft spot? Davis dropped it.
Yeah, he had Davis, you know, and actually he did find that soft spot. And, boy, he had a lot of time standing back there. Okay, we look at the replay here. Hamilton standing back. Boy, just all kind of time. Nobody near him at all and just able to get it down the field. And, boy, Davis just took his eyes off of it and dropped the ball. But, boy, I mean, that would have put him in reasonably a position to maybe take a last shot.
Just going to say, how soft is too soft?
Yeah. You kind of just can't give it up. I mean, you got 12 seconds here, so they might have enough for 2 more plays. Kind of just go to the ground here.
Yeah, going to run counter action with Graves. He's not their big back that has close to 200 yards here. Grady Holmes makes the tackle. That'll do it. Wow. An active last 2 minutes of this first half. And somehow Rowlett's only down 2 scores. And they kind of consider themselves lucky here. Longview came out and they ran the football with a couple of explosive plays that Homer B. Johnson Stadium hasn't seen in a while. And the Lobos with a 21-7 lead at the break. The winner gets DeSoto on GRS TV. playoff fever tonight in Garland. Scott Garner, Roman Alexander, Longview with a 21-7 advantage as we get ready for the second half of action. In that first half, man, we had action like we did not expect tonight, and it didn't take but 8 plays for 2 touchdowns to occur. Let's look at the highlights tonight with 2 teams that come in kind of going in opposite directions in terms of expectations. Rowlett happy to be back in the playoffs. The Lobos upset that they only won 6 games. They wanted a home game to begin, and what started tonight was the big arm of Sam Larea, who threw the ball 4 times to start, had the touchdown pass to make it 7-0, but this guy just cannot be stopped. Mason Washington ran for over 150 first half yards. That is a 73-yard touchdown, and he comes back like nobody's business. Uses the ground out of the I formation. All he did this time was go 87 yards on a cutback. As soon as he got to the 40-yard line, nobody even thought about getting him. This guy, Washington, has been fantastic. And then the arm of Johnny Hamilton has shined when it's needed to. They got it to the edge to Jaden Herndon, who ends up catching his 4th touchdown of the season. And Longview extended the lead to 21-7, and that's where we are going to the second half. A game of big plays. The big arm of Sam Larea and the legs of Mason Washington have been electrifying tonight. The Eagles have got to fly high tonight. They got to get those wings going to have a chance to come back in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a big chance here as far as, trying to get back in this game. Boy, that Rowlett Eagles defense needs to step up and really try to come up with a stop here and get that ball back to their offense. You definitely don't want to go down by 3 scores against this Longview team.
The Lobos will have a chance to extend it to a 3-score game to begin this third quarter. And what might be a little bit disappointing and somewhat disheartening for Rowlett is they had the ball in the red zone twice and could not score. And once inside the 5 and turned it over on a 4th and inches play.
Yeah. I mean, when you're potentially looking at 14 points in a big game like this, I mean, hypothetically, we could say with those 14 points, the game could be actually tied 21-21.
Johnny Hamilton's been great lately, threw for 373 last game against North Forney in that big loss. They've been using the I formation, and they have been running linebackers over. Mason Washington picking up where he left off, runs for 16 to start the half. Keyshawn Harrison, the Mike linebacker, collects the stop.
Yeah, man, getting that I formation, they brought big 55, Beckett Cox back around, and just a great block by him, and again, right back into his hands.
Oh, look out. Here he goes again. This one's going to be for 59. Nobody's catching him. Touchdown.
Well, that's not what you wanted to have happen if you're Rowlett. I mean, just coming back, keeping it in his hands. Look at the replay here. Again, boy, brought that backside guard back. Well, actually, that H-back kicked out. Boy, turned that lineman up, boy, and got Mason Washington in behind him. And, man, he's off to the races.
And what's so surprising is that it's been the defense that really has been the calling card for this Rowlett team.
Yeah, I mean, it really has. They've stepped up and they've played good all year long. And tonight they just don't seem to have it tonight.
No, they played South Grand Prairie to start the year, lost 72-14. Then at Roy City, got hammered 49-13, but then flipped a switch. When they played South Garland and won 70-0, they decided, hey, we actually might be a pretty good team here. And they ended up ripping off 5 wins out of their last 6 games to secure the second place position in 9-6A. But right now, it is an uphill climb as they have given up another long touchdown run. Mason Washington has run for touchdowns of 73, 87, and now 59 yards. And this may be the most uphill of uphill battles. It's not that you're down 3 scores. It's the fact that you've only been able to rip off 7 points in over 2 quarters.
Right. And you're absolutely right. I mean, that's the problem, is that you're not been able to answer what Longview has been able to do offensively, and you haven't been able to do that on your side of the ball. And, again, it starts to make that hill get a little bit higher and harder to climb.
They were coming off that big win against Saxe, this Rowlett team. to beat Saxe was huge, gave them a psychological uplifting, and they really don't feel like they played their most complete game. And tonight it's been the defense that has been somewhat problematic. This should be decent field position here with Messiah Brown carrying it beyond the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I had a little extracurricular activity kind of going on over there. Kind of lucky that they didn't throw the flag over there. But, boy, let's see if this Rowlett offense can kind of get something going. I mean, man, if you need to kind of finally answer something here, this might be it right now.
San Lorea was just fabulous in that first half. He was 14 of 21 for 201, threw the touchdown, did have the interception late when they were just trying to go for points.
Yeah, Lorea's been good tonight. He's just, again, just kind of try to come down here and see if they can get something going here right now.
It's been hard to believe he's been this good. They're going to go with the ground game, but, man, they've had linebacker Phil from Josiah Hampton-Williams all game long. And he looked to get up to full speed there with his third step, but, boy, Hampton-Williams has been fantastic.
Yeah, again, just trying to get something going, and boy, just stepped up there. 47 was able to come up. Hampton-Williams, and just a great job. Just a good tackle. I mean, that Longview front has really been playing good tonight.
He tackles well in space. He has been a benefactor of some great defensive line play, no doubt. He's a converted D end, but he's got some big numbers to go. The 87 tackles coming in. Lorea on the move, threw it at the feet of a trailing Micah Pearson. And that brings up a third down.
Yeah, just try to get that in Pearson's hand. Again, we look at the replay. Samuel rolling to the right. Again, trying to get it to him. I mean, Pearson was open there in kind of that curl hook zone area and just couldn't get that ball to him. And, boy, that's a reception and a connection that they need to make.
Well, Pearson, Begalian, Hampton, and Cottrell have all four nabbed 3 catches apiece so far. Third down, and they converted 4 third downs and long. And this ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. And talk about demoralizing. First time we've seen the D-line knock down a ball.
Yeah, just working up front again. Loera is able to step back, and defensive lineman able to get his hands up and knock that ball down. And again, the offense was unable to get something going here, and we got 4th and 7th, and probably going to have to punt this away.
Number 7, Josiah Hill.
Lorea to punt this ball away. Josiah Hill back at his own 35-yard line. 3-score game. Great snap. Lorea's best effort of the game so far. Hill. Nice coverage here by the Eagles. Peyton Keir, the first one there. Good punt by Lorea.
Yeah, good punt and good coverage. Boy, we just, we got to see if this defense can maybe put something together and just get a stop. And, boy, like you said, I mean, you're down 28-7, but, boy, a turnover here can really get you back in that game. And so, maybe get a stop here, strip that ball, try to get that ball back for your offense. And, man, all of a sudden you really are still back in this game. But, boy, this defense needs to step up and maybe come up with a big play right now.
Yes, this Longview team, they went deep into the playoffs again last year. They have been almost going exclusively with a double tight look and the I formation, and they get everybody going downhill. They are tough to stop. Mason Washington tackled by Harrison after a 7-yard pickup, but he's not hit until 5 or 6 yards downfield.
Yeah, they're going with that double tight and just, bringing that backside tackle around and brought big number 76, Preston Horton, around, and just a good block. And just, we hadn't seen it in a while, but, boy, that I formation and just kind of pounding you on the ground and just using those offensive linemen and just getting good yardage every time they run it.
And they're so well coached. You look at Beckett Cox, the center, had a great career, really understands the game, understands first step quickness. 2nd down and 3, and this is where they expect the offensive line to kind of take over. Caden Graves giving Mason Washington a rest. They run for 6 more before Khalid Smith can pick up his 62nd tackle of the year.
Yeah, just, kind of gave Mason Washington a little rest here. And then, like you said, they put in Graves. And, boy, they just continue to do the same thing, just kind of pound you and using that offensive line and just running straight at you and using that I formation. And like you said, you're talking about old school football, boy, you sure are seeing it here.
You just don't see guys going under center, and then you don't see the old-fashioned I formation. This is kind of a power play as they pull the backside guard into the play side A gap. But Grady Holmes, who is denied, generally with double teams, learns how to split them, and he gets the tackle after a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, they're just kind of going, methodically, kind of keeping it on the ground, that I formation, just trying to get 4 or 5 yards every time and bring the backside guard and trying to turn up into that A gap, bouncing it into the B gap and just really looking good.
And that Grady Holmes who we were talking about with his first year of football last year, you watch him, he's in the right by the football. He's number 95. He's at that 3 technique. Nice swim move there. There he is, right on cue. Grady Holmes with a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, just a big play there by Grady Holmes. And, we've been knowing that he's have had a good year this whole year. I mean, we've called his name a lot in quite a few games. But look here again, like you said, great swim technique, able to close down, stay down on that line of scrimmage, knock it upfield, go make a great tackle, and get that tackle for loss.
19th tackle for a loss.
Wow, man.
This year. Most nose guards don't even have 19 tackles.
Yeah, he's got that for tackle for loss. So, yeah, he's been very active. And, man, it's hard to believe that he's just really learning how to play football.
3rd and 7. Incomplete. I'm not even sure Sean Davis saw that ball coming.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like he didn't know it was coming. Again, got that pressure there by Grady Holmes again, just able to kind of push, swim, come in, get his hands up, and yeah, just, kind of misconnection there. Sean Davis didn't seem like he knew the ball was coming to him.
Yeah, and I think the ball might have slipped out of Hamilton's hands there. Hamilton has been better on the ground lately. They've been using him a lot more with his legs the last few weeks. Tonight, you look at Hamilton's numbers from a quarterback position, only thrown for 108 yards to this point. Nice punt. High hanger. And they will kill it inside the 10.
But again, just a good stop by that Rowlett defense. Again, you don't let Longview go down and score, so now you put your offense in a position maybe to come down and chip away at this lead.
38-yard punt. Rowlett begins inside their 10. 7:40 to go. Not out of reach, but you've almost got to be perfect from this point.
Yeah, you're right. You're not out of reach, but you just want to get something. You just want to get something, and mainly you want to maybe get to your side of the field and give yourself a potential opportunity to score.
Ray is thrown for over 201. They go underneath. Nice break of a tackle right there across the 20-yard line. McLaughlin comes up with the catch to Caden Carter. Pulls him down, but they'll move the sticks with that 13-yard connection.
Yeah, just able to get the ball out here to McLaughlin, and a good catch. Boy, gets into that open curl area, just catches the ball, secures it, and just a good-looking play. And like you said, I mean, Lorera has been throwing the ball really good tonight, and again, just another great pass there. And boy, if we can see this offense go down and maybe get something, we'll see what happens.
And as Derek Alford, the head coach for Rowlett, mentioned, in the past, when they don't throw and catch well, they don't run well. Tonight, they've been throwing and catching well, but they haven't been running well as they get pressure again on Sam Larea, and it goes incomplete.
Yeah, Larea's just kind of stepping back there again. He's back looking down the field, and boy, just a little bit of pressure coming there. I mean, that number 90 has been all over the place. Tyson Johnson really has come up and put a lot of pressure on him tonight. So, again, boy, if we can get something going, just see if they can just even get a first down, I think that would give them confidence to maybe think they could maybe get down here and score.
That big tackle has moved up as a sophomore and now here in his junior season. Roll the pocket here on 2nd down, and that's dangerous. Great breakup by Josiah Hill, and that's very close. He could have made the interception had he been there maybe a step faster.
Yeah, Lorera is able to roll out here to the right, and boy, gets it out there. And like you said, boy, Josiah Hill, man, almost came up with a great interception there. Just a good pass pickup by that young man.
You converted on 3rd down and long 3 times in the first half. Now it's 3rd down and 10. You're deep in your own territory. They know you're throwing it. Can they make a play? Larea to the edge underneath, but too short. And it'll be punt time. Oh, man, maybe he did. They're going to give him credit here. They're going to give him credit for a 2-yard completion. They finally get it to Cluess. It's been hard to get it to him, though.
Yeah, they get it to Cluess. He's able to kind of pull that in. But, yeah, it's still going to be 4th and 8. Again, looking here at the replay, Larea is able to get that ball out to Cluess, and wow, just a good catch by him, but, boy, not much there. And so, unfortunately, Rowlett's going to have to punt the ball again.
This is a guy that's scored a couple of touchdowns in some key games. One against Saxing. Larea pressure. Got it away, and a fair catch. Josiah Hill. 35 yards on the boot.
Yeah, boy, it was a pretty good thing there that Larea was able to get that off because, boy, there's a little pressure coming there on him. I didn't know if that was going to get blocked or not. But, boy, we'll see if this Rowlett defense can maybe step back up and get another stop.
The one thing that Derek Alford also talked about, how this year they started to win games they weren't winning last year. Players with great attitudes, they're coachable. And so much fun to coach a group like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, things, I mean, like we said, they've had a good stretch here the last 5 games, and they put things together. And you know, good job here, rallying to the ball. So they've got some good things going on over there at Rowlett. You know, they just, you know, maybe got to try to get back in this game tonight and just, you know, stay positive. Again, able to get it out here in number 3's hands. Jaden Hurton, and just good rallying by that Rowlett defense and coming up making good plays. We see big Brady Holmes clear out there on that tackle, boy, so he gets that motor going and can get all over the place.
Lacey, not overly tall, but he's rangy. He's had a really good season. Flags come in. Boy, 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, just obviously offsides there. Looks like Isaiah Jefferson, number 64, maybe be called for that penalty.
You and I were talking about Coppers Cove and DeSoto. The winner of this one will get
Offside,
DeSoto.
defense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Yeah, DeSoto's they're waiting, so that's going to be a tough matchup, but yeah, we saw what they did to Coppers Cove. So
boy, they destroyed Cove. 487 to 177 yards to DeSoto, and more than half of that on the ground.
Yeah, that's impressive.
DeSoto's quarterback, Legend Howell, threw for almost 300 yards last night. He was 12 of 14, 4 touchdowns.
Well, that name kind of fits.
Yes, it does. Boy, this guy right here, Mason Washington, in the ground game has been absolutely dominating. And that's an understatement. Keyshawn Harrison makes a stop, but 14 more.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, getting in that I formation, running that counter, backside counter. I mean, you got number 54, Damari, picks run, coming around, good block, and just, boy, they just really physical coming off that ball and just really playing with a physicality right now. That offensive line is really doing a good job for Longview.
We've got Pickering there at right guard at 255, Williams 255, the right tackle. Here's Hamilton, pressured to the edge, diving attempt but incomplete. And a flag coming in. They tried to get it out to Herndon. Lacey was there in coverage.
Yeah, try to get that to Herndon. We'll see what the flag is. I'm probably thinking it's pass interference on that backside there. Kind of looks like maybe he got hold of him a little bit, but we'll see here.
Boy, it looked like Herndon put on the Jets.
Yeah, it kind of looked like they knew that, you know, was something that, I mean, because I kind of didn't think it was a good-looking play there for a second, but kind of laid it out there. And like you said, Herndon kind of, you know, put the Jets on and looked like he was going to come up with it. We look at the replay here, you know, Hamilton stepping back. Again, he kind of lays it out there, and then, like you said, right there is where he kind of, you know, puts on the Jets a little bit.
Both teams, holding. Those penalties will offset. Replay the down.
Okay, so I guess we got offensive holding, I'm assuming on the offensive line, and maybe defensive holding on the D-back.
Might have been. I just didn't think that Lacey rerouted him enough to warrant a foul if indeed that's who the foul was on.
Yeah.
No, second down.
Correction, that's 2nd and 10 for the Lobos.
Boy, Hamilton, you watch the way he manages the game, and that's really just it. He's not electrifying with his arm, and they've been throwing it a lot more this year than they have in years past. But Longview still earns its money on the ground.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you know, again, the way we've seen them run the ball tonight, I mean, yeah, I would definitely say they hang their head on that ground game.
Please reset the game clock to 4:25. 4:25.
4 unanswered touchdowns scored by the Lobos after Larea looked like an absolute machine coming down the field. I mean, you talk about a precision pass game. How about an option play out of the I formation and track down from behind? Well, that is a nice play to tackle Graves from the back of the jersey by Jaden Rager, the Jack linebacker.
Yeah, Rager just makes great plays all over the place. Again, look at the replay here. Trying to run that little option look, pitches it out there, and boy, Rager is able just to come in and give his body up, and just a great effort by that young man and a great tackle.
Boy,
there.
he's an athlete. He's got a little length to him, too.
Yeah, he does. And, you know, throughout the whole year, he's really done a great job for them over there on that defense. And, you know, what's good about it, Scott, is I like it because he's not afraid to give his body up.
Yeah. You got to be like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, he definitely does it, and he's done it all year long.
2nd and 9. Play action for Hamilton out of the I formation. Boy, they flood the left side against the zone, and they find the tight end, Cy March. Just his 3rd catch of the year, 15 yards.
Yeah, again, just a little play action, boy, then bootleg back off of it and find Cy Marsh open. And that's what you can do out of that I formation. You get people thinking run, and then you bootleg back off of it, and just a great play.
What sort of problems does 3 wide receivers do to the left side like that?
Well, I mean, you know, probably somebody's going to be open, because if you're not really disciplined over there, I mean, somebody's going to slip into a zone or somewhere and be wide open, and that's exactly what happened.
More play action. Take your choice. Tight end again. Touchdown. Jaden Washington. First it was Marsh. Now it's Washington. Pick your tight end. His 2nd touchdown reception of the year.
Wow, again, look at this play here. Little play action, bootleg away. Get around, and, man, it's just basically the same play, but this time they went back to the opposite tight end, and, boy, same result, wide open tight end.
Hamilton throwing his 18th touchdown reception of the year, touchdown pass, and he's only thrown 1 pick for the whole year. 35-7 Longview. Now the Lobos go 55 yards on a short field. They find Marsh to set up Jaden Washington. We'll take a break and continue. Late 3rd quarter, all Longview since the early goings on GRS TV. Look at that massive band that they have brought with them. I think it took 19 charter buses to bring these guys down I-30, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, they had a caravan coming on down with all those buses and the drill team and the band. And, yeah, so, yeah, I agree with you. You look over there on the other side of the parking lot and you just see them all lined up over there.
I guess it's 20, not 30. Either way, they went a long way.
Yeah, they did. They traveled in style, Scott.
They do. And you know, travel is not a hard thing. They're used to it. As they had talked about, Micah Pearson, a decent return out across the 25-yard line for Rowlett.
Well, we don't want to beat a dead horse here, but, man, I mean, Rowlett really needs to try to get something here offensively.
Return. Block in the back. 10-yard penalty from the spot, first down.
Well, you don't want to get those kind of penalties right there.
No. Ken Linto giving us the emphatic call there.
Yep. I thought, as you move up into playoffs, the refs are supposed to be the top ones.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yes. What happened? There were a lot of playoff games tonight.
Well, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
A lot of playoff games. Sam Larea, if he's not playing on Sunday somewhere, but that's picked off. Intercepted there by Josiah Hill. Looking for the end zone. Boom! Omar Alicon, the right tackle, had other ideas. Whoa.
Yeah, man, maybe they need to put Alicon over there on defense. Good tackle there, but again, Larea is just stepping back, trying to get something to happen, and just a tremendous play there by Josiah Hill to break on that ball and trying to take it back. And almost did, but boy, there come Alicon. Wow, this is a big hit, knocked him all the way through the sideline and almost up in the stands.
That big boy right
the
there.
The interception was good. During that return, block in the back on the receiving team going to be first down.
Well, that'll help.
Yeah.
Omar Alicon, by the way, the guy that made that tackle for Rowlett, he's their best offensive lineman. No doubt they're most talented. And what's weird is, a lot of times you put that guy at the left tackle, not the right tackle spot. I wonder why they've got him at that right tackle position.
Yeah.
How does that help them?
Well, maybe if they like to run, sometimes, like if you got a quarterback or a running back that I like to run to a certain side or something, or, maybe that's why they put him on that right side. But I'm kind of seeing a little defense in his future.
He can play. He can absolutely play defense. At the 6A level, you don't see a lot of guys that go both ways.
Right.
I've seen a few teams like that. Irving's like that. Most of those guys go both ways.
Yeah.
From the plus 31, they've had a short field, it seems like, every drive, save for their first one. Hamilton going deep to the end zone. Caught it! Touchdown! Jaden Herndon pulls it down.
Man.
His 13th touchdown grab.
I have to just say that was just a great catch. Hamilton steps back, and it almost seems like he didn't even throw it that well. And, boy, there's his number one receiver. What a tremendous catch. You just have to take heads off on that one. That's just a spectacular catch. And, boy, we see why he's pushing over probably 1,000 yards in reception this year.
He absolutely is. He's speedy. This guy's a sophomore. That guy that just caught the ball is a sophomore. He was on Varsity as a freshman last year.
Wow, boy, he's got some big future ahead of him.
2:28 to go. 42-7 Lobos on GRS TV. They're still here. They're still hoping for a late rally. But only 14 and a half minutes to go in this one. By-district round of the Texas High School Football State Playoffs. Scott Garner, Roman Alexander. It's 42-7. Longview has ripped off 6 straight touchdowns after they were down 7-0 4 plays in.
Yeah. The way things started off, boy, I didn't see this exactly coming. I thought maybe for a second it was going to be a shootout back and forth. But, boy, Longview has erupted and, just put on an offensive display here that's just been unmatched right now by Rowlett.
This is returnable. This is Micah Pearson. Oh, he broke a tackle to get into Lobo territory. No question, their best return of the night.
Yeah, boy, that Pearson's just a competitor, and he's going to play hard. And, man, just a good return here. You know, catches the ball, looks, surveys the field, able to get through there. Boy, makes two Longview players run into each other. And, man, he's in the open field, slips a tackle there, and then able to get down that sideline. And so there's no quitting that young man. And
no.
So you just know he's going to compete until the very end.
They call him a playmaker. Fast, great hands, loves to compete. And it didn't look like his team was down 42-7 on that kickoff return. 44 yards. San Lorea's had a good night, and he hands to Keller. Backup running back lost the ball. Beanbags are flying. The Lobos have surrounded it. Still no signal, but I think they've got it.
Yeah, it looks like a fumble there. They try to bring Peyton Keller in to just try to get him going a little bit. Keller's got the ball, trying to run, and just, boy, helmet on the ball there. Number 18 was able to come up and get that helmet on the ball.
And it didn't even look like Bradley Williams hit him that hard.
Didn't look like he hit him that hard, but it's just crazy because that helmet hit right on the ball, and so Williams was able to just knock it free. And, didn't look like it was that hard of a hit. Just probably one of those things, just helmet on the ball and just popped it loose.
Got a timeout of the field. We'll take it with him. Keelan Cottrell is down, the running back, on GRS TV. Keelan Cottrell bounced up, jogged off the field. I think he's going to be okay, the running back for Rowlett, after that last turnover by Peyton Keller. Third turnover of the game, but they're still here. They're still rooting on their Rowlett Eagles, who are down 42-7 with a couple of minutes to go in this third quarter. Yeah, turnovers have been an issue. Rowlett -3 in turnover margin tonight, and they have not been able to force a turnover.
Yeah, you know, when you have that against you, you know, you got 3 turnovers and you're not getting it back for yourself as far as causing turnovers. It kind of puts you in a pretty big hole, and unfortunately right now that's what Rowlett is facing.
I'm surprised the Lobos didn't come out in I formation here.
Well, as much success as they've had in it, I am too.
Hamilton steps into the throw over the middle, tipped and almost intercepted. Tried to find the skinny post. Glaive, and Harrison was there.
Yeah, trying to get that ball in Javier Glaive's hand. Again, Hampton stepping back and looking down the field. Kind of a weird delivery there. But,
good throw, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good throw. And, you know, not for sure if they maybe not trying to work on his passing maybe. I mean, because I'm like you, the success they've had in that I formation, I don't even know why you would go out of it. So maybe they're just trying to work on some different things for maybe the next game possibly.
I believe you're right about that. You know, his accuracy's gotten better. He's a junior. GH counter here, Washington. Again, he has had a career night tonight. This guy with 275 yards, 3 touchdowns on now 13 carries.
Yeah, he's just, wow. I don't think you could ask for a better game. I mean, again, just getting it into his hands, brought that H back around, tried to kick out with that tackle, a guard, and try to get him up in there, you know, and again, just keeping it in his hands and letting him go.
Touchdown runs of 73, 87, and 59 yards tonight for Washington. Fake the counter action to the right, throw it out to the left. They get it to Jordan Hobbs for the first time. He got popped right in the mouth at the 30-yard line. Picks up 14, though, and a first down. Isaiah Britt hit him hard.
Yeah, got that ball out there to Hobbs again. Look at the replay. Hampton's little play action gets it out to Hobbs, and boy, Hobbs catches it, tucks it away, kind of slows down, then tries to run over. Well, he did run over number 10, but boy, he got trucked by number 21, so kind of tit for tat there.
It's Anthony Jackson. Hey, Jackson's had a good year. 22 tackles so far this year. A couple for a loss from a safety spot.
Yeah, that was just a good tackle there by Jackson. You know, he came up and kind of laid the hammer on him a little bit, but again, just, you know, seeing if we can just maybe get a stop here.
Same play the other side. This one's going to Javier Glaive. Flag coming in. He's inside the 10. Picked up 24, but I think this one's coming back.
Yeah, I got it in Glaive's hands, but I think they got holding there on Jordan Hobbs. We'll see.
Relatively penalty-free game compared to some others that we've seen. Ken Lento's had plenty of airtime tonight, though.
Yeah, we've seen him quite a bit.
But this, no doubt, the best season in the Derek Alford era. Watch this again.
Yeah, just kind of gets it out there, like you said. We're just, you know, Glaive has it and running, and I guess they got, I think they got, like we said earlier, I think they got Hobbs there for holding there.
Had some of the jersey, had his hands inside, but had the jersey.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna call on him. I mean, we've seen worse, but
yes. Injured Rowlett Eagle.
That's always a good sign.
Up and walking, but
Holding. Offense, number 10. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
I'm going to mention, you know, that first game that Rowlett played this year, 72-14. They were just hammered by South Grand Prairie. Came back the next week, got clobbered 49-13. A lot of teams, 2 games in, you start getting worried, and I thought it was interesting what Derek Alford had mentioned about how, my wife had to hide all the breakables at the house. You know, he was so upset with a few things and was worried about his team. Hamilton throwing it to the left. There's the aforementioned Jordan Hobbs, who just got flagged for holding, but he picks up the first down. Dalen Rowlett, the safety, tackles him, but he gets 17 yards on the connection.
yeah, just came back, man, got all kind of action in front of him here and kind of crossing there in the middle of the field, and boy, waiting until Hobbs came free, and that was just a really good looking play there. Well designed play there, and trying to get Hobbs out, and like you said, Rowlett was able to finally get him out of bounds.
And number 10 right there, you see him at the top of your screen, Dalen Rowlett. Interesting story, you know. He's had a tough background, but he's kind of turned his life around. You hardly ever see him off the field without his Bible with him. Just a terrific story for this Rowlett team. Dalen Rowlett, the cornerback. That's going to bring the third quarter to a close. We'll tell you more about Dalen when we come back. It's 42-7, Longview on GRST. Play 3 quarters by district round of the Texas High School Football State Playoffs. Winner will get DeSoto. We had a 60-point win against Coppers Cove last night on a Thursday night. I didn't think they played Thursday night playoff games, but I guess they do.
Yeah, you know, the state of Texas is big, so you know you got a lot of teams still left a little bit, but boy, that's going to be cut in half here after this week.
You know, Ken Lento got to find work somewhere. Tonight's lead official. And you don't suppose he was working that game last night, do you?
Well, I don't know, Scott. Maybe.
Back to action here Hamilton and company, play action. Throw it in the flat. There's the tight end, Washington. He's got the end zone. Washington's been targeted a couple of times. And Washington comes up with the touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, again, little play action bring that tight end all the way back underneath. So, yeah, that's tough. I mean, I guarantee you nobody even saw him come back through there and just, wow, that's his second score for the night.
It's a second catch. It's a second touchdown. It's a second touchdown grab in a row.
Yeah, I mean, again, brought him underneath across the field. You get that little play action, and boy, you could lose that tight end easy.
Yes, Jaden, just a junior, only had 6 catches for the year coming in, and 1 touchdown grab. He's got now 3 already. 11:53, fourth quarter. Longview 49, Rowlett 7 on GRS TV. (49-7). Longview with 49 unanswered. 7 straight touchdowns after Rowlett took the lead to begin the game on 4 snaps. And I thought it was going to be a Sam Larea kind of night. Man, he looked good early. He's really looked good the whole game. Throwing a couple of picks, though. One not his fault. And Longview to kick this thing off. They've been pooching it all night just to try to avoid the big return. They do so here again. Although a decent return here, there by Adrian Lacey. Hampton Williams is the guy that knocked him down. He's had a good night. But the Eagle energy has not gone away from this one, 49-7, although this game no longer in doubt. But you've got to be happy for Derek Alford, who, again, in his 5th season, ended up rallying. They had lost 3 of the first 4 games, got hammered, as we mentioned, by South Grand Prairie to start the year 72-14, but they managed to rally the troops, won 5 of 6 to end the season. They end up finishing in the second slot in 9-6A. They finished the season 6-2 in district, 2 games behind Wiley East, a game ahead of Saxe. And on first down, Peyton Keller, who had actually fumbled earlier in the half, picking his way for 4 yards here.
Yeah, just trying to get, the ball in Keller's hands and just seeing if they can just get anything started. I mean, anything going. At this point, you just want to try to have something to hang your head on.
But just the way that the season has ended, and
right,
the way they finished the year. I mean, this has been a great season for the Eagles.
Oh,
obviously,
absolutely.
Tonight's return not indicative of how their season's gone, but Alford, a guy that was at Allen, as we mentioned, won the state title in 2017. He was the offensive coordinator, but he knows what big-time games are all about. You check it down here on a screen pass, getting it to Micah Pearson, who's had a good night. 4 catches for him as he gets into Lobo territory, picking up 11 more. Bradley Williams, the tackle.
Yeah, just, again, like you said, getting into Pearson's hands and trying to get him down the field. But you're absolutely right about what you were saying about Coach Alford and what Rowlett was able to do this year. I mean, you got to take the positive,
yes,
and just, be, aware of the fact that you did make the playoffs. You made great gains, and, tonight maybe you just didn't have it. But, boy, they did have a tremendous run there.
Well, and he's been in Garland ISD a long time, coached at Garland in the late 90s. Jeff Jordan, when he was the head coach there, in fact, in 1999, he was an assistant when they won a state title that 99 season. Lawson Tubb with a tackle for a loss, his second of the game, loss of 5 for Rowlett.
Yeah, just again trying to get Peyton Keller going, and that Longview defense just stiffened up and made a great play there. But you're right, Coach Alford's been around, like you said, there at Garland, and you see him there on the sideline, kind of looking and just, hats off to them. They did a tremendous job. They got this team going. I mean,
Yes.
tonight it just didn't quite go their way, but they've had a great season. And look, man, they made the playoffs.
They did, and finished second in district. There's a lot to be said for that. And, in addition to the 99 state championship, he played for another state title. He was coaching at Waco Midway. I think Tanner Mordecai might have been his quarterback then. Or it could have been Hicks. I can't remember. It was probably either one of those two, Hicks or Tanner Mordecai.
Right.
That Waco Midway program has been a quarterback factory.
Yeah,
down
absolutely. And you're right. And so he's had success everywhere he went. He knows how to change programs around and get them back on track. And again, like you said, he was able to do that with Rowlett this year.
Jeff Brom has been known for that at the collegiate level, just kind of a quarterback whisperer. As we see Larea going deep here in double coverage. Well, that is a massive shot as it goes incomplete, trying to hit Adrian Lacey there. Big hit by James Pierce, the safety. But Brom's kind of like that for Louisville.
Right,
and
right.
Derek Alford's kind of been that way for Rowlett.
Yeah, I mean, he's really done a great job again. Boy, just a big hit by number 20, James Pierce, coming over there and kind of laying that wood a little bit. And
still a good toss, though, by Larea.
Yeah. I mean, like you said earlier, I mean, I've just, things, again, haven't gone their way tonight, but Larea has done a great job. Larea has done a great job. I mean, you can see that he's mature, and you got him coming back next year.
Got him coming back. I can't believe how much better he is tonight compared to where we saw him in week 2.
Yeah, I mean, he just looks like a whole different player. I mean, the way he's throwing the ball, I mean, his accuracy and in terms of the way he releases the ball, it just looks so much better. And you can really tell he's matured and gotten better over this year.
His arm's stronger. He is in control back there. He's a great game manager now, a great decision maker, gets the ball out quick, stays on top of the ball, steps into his throws. He just checks so many boxes. But I think Derek Alford and this coaching staff has a whole lot to do with it. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Zach Hurst, the offensive coordinator, Dean Jackson, we talked about him, James Maiden, Coach Walls, Buddy Walls, Justin Reeser. All of those guys are just fantastic. I mean, this team's come a long way this year. They have improved more than any team he's had so far in Rowlett. There's no doubt about it as they hand the football off here. Jaden Herndon.
Yeah, they got Herndon in at quarterback now, so again, probably trying to get some work with him and just getting him, a little work back there in case they might need him in an emergency situation later on. And they was able to get that ball into number 35 hands, McKeedon Frazier, and just kind of keeping it on the ground.
He's trying to keep people from getting hurt right now.
Right, absolutely.
Only at 8 minutes, and an overzealous nose guard getting after it right here. That's Christian Hawkins. He's jumped a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, Christian Hawkins kind of jumped a couple times here tonight, just trying to get in there. But, like you said, Scott, I mean, boy, Rowlett has nothing to be ashamed of. They've done a tremendous job this year.
Dead ball, offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And by the way, John King, who's the longtime head coach for Longview, just 57 years old, 17 district titles that John has won. Won the state championship in 2018, his most recent, when they were 16-0. But boy, this has been such a battle since August for John King, who has been battling cancer there, and he wasn't able to coach on the sideline tonight. It hasn't been really. They fake the counter, go to the edge to Pickren, who breaks away, cuts it back. Look at the speed. 69-yard touchdown for Kamarian Pickren, who had no stats coming into the game.
Yeah, I think everybody's trying to eat tonight. Again, we look at the replay here. We're finding out that, Jaden Herndon can throw the ball too. Boy, got that into number 11's hand, Kamarian Pickren, and boy, he just picked his way through the entire defense and able to get to that outside and take it into that touchdown. Like you said, first, not too many catches, but, man, you turn the one, you do get into a touchdown.
I'm not sure if they can beat DeSoto next week, but, man, they may give them a run.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that is, very possible. I mean, from what we've seen tonight.
56-7, the Lobos with the advantage on GRS TV. explosive play. It's been a litany of explosives tonight for Longview, the Rowlett Eagles, with their most successful season under Derek Alford. Enjoying the playoffs, maybe not enjoying the score, but the extra week of football is so much fun, and it's just great to get there. You fight all season to finish in one of those top 4 spots, and when you can finish in one of the top 2, you know you've done something.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, honestly, Rowlett was, a play away from maybe being district champ. So,
yeah, no, that's right.
So they have a lot to hang their heads on. They've done a great job, good year, so they have nothing to be ashamed of. Like you said, Coach Alford is able to change that program around and get these guys back into the playoffs.
Chance at another return here for Micah Pearson. They're having a good time. 56-7. Hey, you got to play like the score 0-0. You got to cheer like the score 0-0.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, again, like you said, you just want to put everything in perspective. I mean, keep going out here and playing hard, finish this thing up, and know that you've had a good year. And like you said, I mean, you got to be proud of the fact that you were able to go on a 5-game run and get yourself in this position.
7.5 to go. Larea to the edge, padding his stats a little bit. Although I'm not sure they need a lot of padding because he's been so good tonight. I know he's thrown a couple of interceptions, but Darren Adams comes up with the tackle.
Yeah.
6 on that one.
Yeah, just, good pass there and just trying to get something going here.
Larea 17 of 30 for 226, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Hasn't had a great second half. Threw for 200 yards, though, in that first half.
Yeah, he really had it going that first half, and like we said here a little bit earlier, things kind of went backwards on him for the second half.
Screen again, but not much going. Not much for McGallion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, again, just getting it out here into McGallion's hands and just trying to see if he can get open. Got Pearson out there trying to block for him, but I guess, again, good job by that Longview defense to kind of rally up and make that tackle.
Third down and short. Oh, they got it out quick, but Micah Pearson couldn't handle it. Well, those were automatic throws and catches early in the game.
Yeah, I mean, earlier, they had things going for him, but unfortunately, things have kind of slipped away from him. I feel like that was definitely something Pearson could have catch. Normally he does catch those kind of balls, and, unfortunately for Rowlett, sometimes you just don't have it, and tonight they're kind of running up against that.
Remember Coach Alford talking earlier this year about how the one thing they've been talking about all season is not letting Rowlett beat Rowlett. And it's one thing to talk about that, but it's another thing to do it. But, this district getting better with each passing season, just trying to get back to the glory days. Nobody back deep to return this. They just don't want a turnover at this point with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, just trying to get things back. I mean, it's a process. I mean, you got to work and you got to just take it, actually game by game and in this instance, even year by year. And so, again, to have Rowlett back into the playoffs, I mean, you see the positive things that you got going on over there and you kind of look to build towards the future.
Yeah, obviously it's a little early to think about camps and things like this, but I remember going into last season how – it was the best summer camp that Coach Alford had. The attendance was high, and those camps are so important, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you kind of see it manifest itself in the fact that you were able to get into the playoffs and have an opportunity to play a playoff game and get better.
Safety coming down, could not quite make the tackle, however, and they'll run for another 1st down. But those camps are important, particularly this day and age, and that's unfortunate. Kind of a busted play there.
Yeah, Jacadian Davis just was able to pick that up and make a couple people miss and get something positive out there. And they're actually getting good work with him tonight. In case they might need him maybe later on in the playoffs, to come in at quarterback. He's not doing a bad job at all.
He's not. Davis, a guy that had played some quarterback earlier, and they just keep running. They run power and counter better than maybe anybody in East Texas, and they show it there. It's a nice run for Cavazos.
Yeah, just getting it into Brandon Cavazos' hands. Boy, bring that backside guard around and actually brought that H-back or tight end around and just basically counter look, and boy, just trying to eat up some clock. And like you said, Scott, boy, just looked good on the ground, and just like you said, old school football, man.
I'm a little bit surprised that they only average 200 yards on the ground a game. I figured it'd be more like 250, 275 the way that they line up and the way that they run I formation so often. They've gone for over 600 yards tonight, Longview.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, maybe in some of the earlier games or some of those games, they just maybe didn't run it as much.
Although I say that, Longview's going to call timeout here. Although I say that, and it's not unusual for a decent team to average 120 in high school.
Yeah. And I mean, the way they're running the ball tonight, I'm kind of like you, boy. You would think they would be possibly averaging about 250 a game and stuff, but I think they came in specifically tonight with that game plan of trying to go double tight and kind of just go old school and see if we can just, man to man and just be physical and out physical. That East Texas type football, just try to line up and go smash mouth. And tonight it looks like that's exactly what they try to do.
And what was so shocking to me is that the Eagles came in averaging 146 yards a game on the ground. 146 yards a game on the ground for Rowlett. They're minus 14 tonight.
Wow, man. Just a terrific job by that Longview defense. And, man, you just have to take heads off when you look at those types of numbers.
GH counter. There's a truck. They want another touchdown. I mean, it's just automatic. Davion Jackson, who doesn't get many carries. They're getting a lot of guys in that may be coming up from the JV here.
Yeah, they got Davion Jackson in. And, again, like you said, just continuing to run that counter look. Bringing that backside tackle and bringing that H-back, flex back, whatever you want to call him, back in there. And, just look good. I mean, boy, I tell you what, if they can run the ball like that and eat up the clock against DeSoto like that, I mean, they have a chance.
The way that, Coach King had talked, I don't think that they expected to run as much I formation as they did tonight.
Well, I mean, like you said, I mean, if it's working, you're kind of going to stick with it. And, boy, it was really working. And, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but sometimes what's old becomes new. And so you kind of go that double tight. And, all of a sudden people haven't seen it. And so everybody's kind of going like, well, what is this,
Cavazos with the carry.
Yeah, try to just, again, kind of coming back with that counter look. Again, bringing that H-back, flex back, power back, whatever you want to call them, back around. And trying to kick out and just continuing to keep it on the ground.
Cavazos, isn't that what they renamed Fort Hood? Isn't it Fort Cavazos now? Am I right about that?
Well, Scott,
kind of around the Coppers Cove area.
I think you could be right. I'm not going to lie and say I actually know that, but I think it's very possible.
And looking for the touchdown. He's got it, I think. Davion Jackson put it in the end zone.
Davion Jackson, touchdown number.
Wow.
He's not on the 2 deep. Must have brought him up from the JV.
Just Jackson was able just to get on in there. And, man, hey, Cavasso came out with a nice kickout block there. And
yeah, he did.
Yeah, everybody just wants a little bit of this. And, man, just a tremendous job by that offensive line. I mean, we just have to admit what it is. And that offensive line has just played a spectacular game tonight.
Played a key role. They're not as big this year as they have been in years past, but they've got the big uglies, as Keith Jackson used to call them, down low in those trenches, and they were good tonight. I just added that I formation. They get downhill, don't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll talk more about that when we come back. 3.5 to go in this one. Longview 63-7 over Rowlett on GRS TV. All Longview tonight here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. 63-7 is our score. And as far as the total yards go, Rowlett with just a little more than 200. And Longview with over 600 tonight. It has been complete Lobo annihilation. 315 yards on the ground for Longview. 296 through the air. But I think what might be overshadowed is just Samuel Larea and how far he has come and the improvement that he's made. You just don't see guys make that kind of step forward in one season. It's hard to do.
Yeah, it really is. And again, like you said, you could definitely see him grow, and I think that's reflective of the whole program. I think this Rowlett program is in the right direction, going the right direction, and they've run up against a very good team tonight. And you know, when you start playing this type of ball, and you start getting to this part of the season, I mean, you got to find out that there is a little different level, and you know, you got to work hard to kind of get to that level.
And Derek Alford talked about Coach King and about how, regardless of what they have out there, the kind of players or whatnot, Coach King always gets them to play hard.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, and again, you know, when you grow up in Longview, I mean, man, I almost think from the time you come out of the womb to you know, high school and through, you come out wanting to be a Lobo, and they're able to do a really good job there out there in East Texas, and it's reflective of the teams they put out here. Regardless of what their records are, they're going to always be good and tough and well coached.
Culture's amazing. They get another tackle behind the line of scrimmage here. They've had a litany of those. Adams back up. Mike linebacker making the stop there.
Yeah, just, you know, again, that defense is kind of flying around. They're getting a lot of people in now. I mean, some guys that don't get a lot of time as far as playing and stuff, now they're kind of getting out on the field, and that's what you have out there. You just have guys kind of waiting their turn, and, you know, that's when you know you got a good program, when you have guys that, you know, have to kind of sit back and wait for their turn, and that's kind of what you got out there in Longview.
3rd down and 7 for Larea. Going to try to run for it. Showing off the wheels, forced back inside, short of the first down by a couple.
This is the 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout here at Homer B. Johnson. All Longview on GRS TV. Two minutes to go. Longview out in front, 63-7. This will be our final broadcast of the GRS TV season. So much fun to bring you these games every week. There are not many outfits that will do 2 games a week every week of the season. Not many of those with the kind of production that Delbert Richardson and John Cook and the entire crew put together, but it's fantastic. Every season that we come out here, it seems to get a little bit better.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just, you know, fantastic job that these guys do in such a professional level that they do it at. I mean, I'm just thrilled to be able to be a part of it. I've actually learned a lot on the backside of what happens during these games, and wow, this professionalism of it all is just tremendous.
Sure, and I love how, you know, the Garland ISD students are incorporated and they go on to different universities and continue their education and get out into the workforce. But this is to have this when you're in your formative years. Here's some of them right here. There's Leilani. There's Delbert right there. Leilani.
Yeah.
Leilani thought the L that Longview marching band was forming was about her tonight.
Yeah.
I think Delbert convinced her. Not sure about that.
Hey, there's Natalie and oh, hey, look, hey, Natalie. Look at Natalie just doing a tremendous job. And, wow, like you said, just tremendous opportunities for these students. And, they come away with real world work experience.
Yes.
I mean, and that's what's so great about it.
There's John Cook.
Look at John right there.
Hey,
look at John.
He does all the replays and things, and Delbert fires them off. They're constantly working.
Yeah, they are.
It's unbelievable. They're like ducks on a pond.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes I think even for some of the people that are listening and stuff, boy, if you ever had the opportunity to come back and look at some of the things that happen behind the scene, I think you would be amazed.
Really would be. This is a keeper here. What's going to happen inside the 40-yard line?
Number 19, I think they
Who
kind
is that?
they're giving
You've got
everybody
him over there.
Oh wow! Look at the camera guys up there. They looking all good. I mean, look at that professionalism. I mean, just the cameras and everything. I mean, this looks like a NFL production. Yeah, this is fantastic.
Homer and Abby.
Great job, Homer and Abby. Way to work those cameras, and yeah, boy, just outstanding.
You know, I was waiting on a plane last year, and I asked one of the pilots as we were waiting on a bus, 0 to 10, how much do you love your job? What do you think he said? There's Larry Grimes. 0 to 10, what do you think he said?
I hope he said 10, being a pilot.
He said 11.
Oh, 11? Okay.
I wonder if you asked Homer, what would he say?
I think he would say 12 plus.
He enjoys the thing. He's always got a smile on his face. You're probably right about that.
Absolutely.
Elizabeth doing the crowd camera tonight.
Wow. Hey, Elizabeth, looking fantastic, man. Just like we said, I mean, boy, just the professionalism and the coordination that Delbert has to do.
Oh, yes.
Steve has to do. It's just great.
Well, that's going to do it tonight. Longview with a 63-7 emphatic victory tonight against Rowlett at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. They traveled 2 hours and one way to get it done. They were down early, but they were not deterred. They were just fantastic on both sides of the ball. And, you end up looking at the final totals and the stats being heavily in favor of Longview. They get 611 yards of offense. Hamilton threw for 228. The quarterback 15 of 22, 4 touchdowns tonight. Sam Larea for Rowlett, 19 of 33 for 235. And as far as the receivers go, Zayden McGowan with 6 catches for 73, 4 for Micah Pearson, and Cluis had a touchdown with 2 catches tonight. That is going to do it for tonight's broadcast. It's going to do it for the 2025 season. For John Cook, Homer, the entire gang, for Delbert Richardson, we thank you so much for tuning in. Roman Alexander, another great job as always. It's been a pleasure. And for Drake Harris, who's been our spotter tonight, my name is Scott Garner. Until next season, we sign off tonight with the final score. It's Longview 63 and Rowlett 7. Thanks so much for tuning in on behalf of Garland Independent School District. Good evening, everyone. Good night, and God bless.